are live. Well, good afternoon. Happy Saturday, everyone. Got a bunch of early birds. We had Roadkill, Tony Begg, Littlefoot joining us. First things first. Thanks for joining us, being on time, gentlemen. It's pretty awesome. Really cool. Thanks, everyone. So hope everyone's doing well. It's already, let's see, what's the date today? Today's January 17th. Can y'all believe that this is already January 17th of 2026? Crazy. So I have joining me here is Silver Serpents 505. Appreciate you being here with me, buddy. We were just kind of talking backstage about how, it's just nice to do talk about metals on a Saturday in the afternoon, not to mess with other people's schedules, but just talk metals, talk about pickups, talk about pretty much whatever we feel like talking about. We all enjoy the same stuff, so it's nice hanging out with like-minded people. So how's it going, Silver Serpents?
It's going pretty good. How are you doing today, Lilo?
I'm good, man. I got some interesting pickups yesterday. Actually, I got them Thursday night and then some yesterday. And so I've just been itching, like I'm talking itching to open them and play with them. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be, I'm going to do right by my subscribers and wait till Saturday. Saturday's live. So there's a bunch of stuff I have that I haven't even really opened yet. So.
Nice.
What about you, man? Any recent pickups? I think we were talking right now also backstage about some of those Libertades. You were picking up on some of the Facebook groups.
Yeah, I picked up, I think it's like a Chinese dragon inspired colored Libertad. I picked up as a matching set, kind of. It's a black platinum and ruthenium, and then a ruthenium and black platinum. So they're kind of mirrored proof and reverse proof between the finishes on the Libertad from my bullion dealer in Colorado, and those should be with a wooden display box too, but I haven't opened up that mega box. That I've got a couple of copper pieces, ounces of silver, some tiny gold, a couple gold backs from Arizona, South Dakota, and a few other states. I think I picked up some, and I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to do that. I might either jump on someone's live for a big audience or go live on my own channel for the first time and open up that box.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't gone live just straight from YouTube yet. I've just started with the the collabs. They seem to be going well. People like them, and it's been cool. I haven't had a problem getting somebody to kind of hang out with me. I'm just like, it's pretty cool, man. I haven't done one solo yet. Like, well, I guess I did a video sort of solo the other day, but I posted it as a video. I don't know. I just like hanging out with everyone and just kind of talking, like I said, talking metals, talking about what's going on in the world at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's hear from the chat. I want to hear what everyone's been picking up. Let's see. Littlefoot says, I got my 2.5 ounce Batman in today from the US Mint. What? That thing was not cheap. Holy. Do you mind sharing, Littlefoot, what you ended up paying with shipping? Because I was looking at it, and then I don't know. There was just something about it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait. But that's pretty cool, man, that you picked one of those up. Very nice. And then Tony Begg talked about how he picked up some Japanese shoe, some of those. What you got here? Let's put you on the big screen. Tony Begg picked up some of those samurai pieces. That's pretty awesome. What you got there? 2 ounce Plata Pura 2023 lei, and that's
2023 Libertad 2 ounce. That's regular BU. This is one of the last pickups I got in December for 65 an ounce. And then I paid $5 for shipping with this one. And I think it's a 2008, I believe. I forget the year. Combined my tube here.
Oh, look at those.
2015.
No, wait, did you say you got a tube?
No, I have these in a tube. I have 5 2024s raw, 5 more in capsules, and then I picked up this 2015, this one, and then the 2 ounce for 65 an ounce for all three. 130 for this 2 ounce, and then 65.
Wow, for that's a good deal. Now, when did you pick those up?
About just before Christmas.
Okay.
Silver was just about to break 70 an ounce.
Got it.
And so I snagged these up with my last paycheck in December, right before Christmas.
Whoa, that's awesome.
And then
Very
these
cool,
ones
man.
here are some of the first bullion I ever bought. Probably early May. I think I paid maybe like $40 an ounce, 42 an ounce for these. And
Nice.
yeah, I kind of had a goal of filling, because they fit the Eagle tube, of filling a tube with 20, and so I'm just over halfway there now with the 1 ounce
Very.
each.
And Tony Begg says he swapped 75 ounces for a 50 peso centenario. Wow, man, that's a big piece of gold. Do you mind sharing, Tony, what kind of silver you swapped? You got Buffalo's, generic, was it? I always like to talk about swaps via three levels of stacks. There's your ultra deep stack, right? The stuff that you just don't touch. You don't even tell the world you have it, basically. And then there's like the mid stack, the stuff that you really like that you just would not trade. And then you kind of got surface stack. That's like dry powder. They say dry powder cash. I don't like to have cash because I just don't. I'd rather have just cheap ounces. I call them dry ounces if that's what I'm going to use for trading and stuff. So that's like, I call that my surface stack, or like the three, my number one level. So if I had kangaroos like those, I'd probably put those in my surface stack.
Oh, yeah. And that was kind of what I picked these up for. I picked these up for 36 an ounce, and I've got 20 of them with the idea of trading for gold when the GSR came down. And I was actually able to do that yesterday. I traded, it came out to 5.5 ounces for 2 1/10. And then with the change, I added in a 80% proof coin. Thanks to FG and his world coin, I found a coin
Nice.
in the Bahamas, one of these conch dollars, and this was in their generic bin, so I picked this up for melt value.
Love it.
In my swap.
Wow, that's nice, man. That's really nice. What do they call that? Thin Lick Lizzie?
Yep. And that's the Arnold Mackin portrait, and the reason I know that is because this is the 1989, my birth year, is the last year this portrait was used on the Canadian maples and other coinage. And so I also think it's interesting how they changed the portrait throughout her lifetime as well, where, you know, in US, our coinage has always had the same portraits of the presidents. So the
Yeah.
fact that they changed her image throughout the years, I thought that was really interesting too, and that's just one of my favorite portraits of her.
Nice. Yeah, me too. I prefer that one. Roadkill 80 says all of my stuff is my deep stack. That's my problem. Bro, if you only knew, man. So I have so much to cover as it relates to my quote unquote. I think I've shared it before that I've essentially exhausted my surface stack and I started dipping into my mid stack, and at this point it's gotten so bad. But I got to tell y'all that and I'll share it on the live before I actually do a video because y'all are here joining me and you all deserve it. But I'm gonna just say it. So I traded. I did a 50-to-1 trade on PMs for sale with a good buddy. He actually, if you can see on my backdrop, that little pony. He's one of the guys that I buy from regularly. He's very experienced in the sub. His name's Golden Pony or Gold Pony. Anyways, yeah, we did a 50-to-1 trade. So I actually put a want to buy or want to sell, want to trade post because I'm like, prices are going crazy. At the time we were at 60, 46.40 gold. Silver was at 93. And so I ended up putting up that 30 ounce sheet of pandas, that sealed monster box sheet. I put that up along with a tube of 20 Perth Mint 2023s, I want to say 2022 2023s Perth Mint tube. This is silver that I had no intention of ever selling, but I put it up so that I can get finally a 2009 St. Gaudens, the ultra high relief St. Gaudens. So I didn't, so my plan was hopefully I could find someone that would be willing to do the swap with me 50-to-1, or buy them, and then I'll just take the cash and then see if I can find one. And yeah, Golden Pony hit me up. We did the swap. It's on its way. I already sent him mine. He sent me his. So yeah, I'm getting a 2009 ultra high relief. It is slabbed. I kind of didn't want slabbed. I was hoping to find one that was, raw, or like, in the capsule and the packaging, but whatever. It's still such a beautiful coin. So I can finally say, once I get it, I officially have one of those in my stack.
Nice. And
super excited.
Whenever you mentioned the Centenario, I was calling around asking about gold pesos, and one of the shops I called, the only gold that they had was the 50 peso Centenario. And I was like, it's a little too much silver trade for me right now. $6,000.
Yo, but Tony Big, he don't care. He's like, shoot, I'm gonna go for it. So Tony, did you do that in the coin shop or online, or I would imagine probably in person, right? But man, that's an awesome trade. 75 ounces, and I think I saw you did. I think I missed it. I think he said he did. What is it? The Britannias and something else. But that's awesome. So who else we got? We got Littlefoot, Happy Stacker. Let's see. Let me just try to catch up. Matt Wing said at work, stop by to say hi, watch for a bit. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Oh, we got Jesus. What up, man? Thanks for joining us. Who else we got?
Hello, Matt Wingay. Sorry, I'm joining in through your StreamYard. I am not connected with Chrome to my YouTube account, so I'm not able to chat back to anybody. So my apologies about that. I forgot to say that earlier when you mentioned catching up with the chat.
Yeah, no worries, brother. Let's see what else we got. So Matt Wingay and then Tony Begg. Let me catch up on some of these other ones. Let's see. He says, Tony Begg says, interesting. Yeah, I have 2 first portraits of Liz and on Voyager Canadian dollars. Very cool. Sorry, were you going to say something, Silver Serpents?
Oh, no. I just said Tony Beggs got back. He did the trade on an LCS with Maples.
Nice. Very cool. Maples. All right. Heck yeah. Let's see. He says, I saw her in the flesh in 1986 when I was 7 years old. 1956. Wow. So cool, man. LCS Maples. All right. Yeah, man. I've done some of the 50 peso Centenario swaps. Like I said before, I had ended up trading. I think I'll show y'all because I still have these readily on my desk here. But I had 4 tubes of Libertades. And at the time, these were some of my best silver. And I'm like, man, I got to get my 5th 50 pesos gold. I got to get it. And so luckily at the time, being a 1.2 ounce, gold piece, at the time it ended up being about 4,100 or so where gold was at. And so anyways, I ended up liquidating 4 of these. And of course I regretted it. And then, Silver, my love, hooked me up. So I got 2 back. This was a sealed roll. This was a mixed roll. So at least I got 2 of those back into my stack. And these are never leaving me ever again. So, all right. Let's see. Anything in the chat? Little feats. Oh, yeah. So he said Maples and Britannia's nice. Gotta go. Catch you later. See you later, Matt Wingay. Appreciate you, buddy. So let's see. I'm gonna open this one real quick. See what we got. Let's see. I don't want to share the person's info. And I believe this is from. Oh, check it out. It's from the homie Rural Stacker. Very cool. He says, Kalilo, the chillest warrior there is. I had an awesome time chatting with you on the live on New Year's Day. That was a fun way to start the year. Looking forward to more of those. Rural Stacker. Very cool. Appreciate you, Rural Stacker. I don't know where you're at, but good looking out. Let's get this. Got a few things here. Very cool. I really like this knife, little cheap Damascus knife that I got on eBay. Let's see. All right. Let's do one more of these. Everybody see that okay? Oh, look at that. So I'm like, look at this. Came in with the poker chip and a sticker. Look at that. Rural Stacker. Billionaire neighborhood. Love that. Let's see what he says. Stay, stay strapped, stay stacked. Love that. Good looking out, rural, wherever you are, man. Appreciate that, buddy. Very, very cool. All right. Got another poker chip to add. Very nice little sticker. Nice. Another sticker for the backdrop, baby. Heck yeah. Very cool. Thanks, guys. I'm getting all the poker chips now. All right, let me break up the monotony. So here's one of the trades I just did, y'all. I sold a tube, and it's okay if y'all want to roast me. I sold a tube of 20 Vortex bars, Scottsdale Vortex bars, BU. I picked those up back when silver was around 39 an ounce. I believe I ended up paying average of about 40, 41 an ounce. So I sold those. And I bought this gold for under spot at the time. Let's see, spot was about 22.30, and I got these at 22.22 or 22.20. I got this. So this is a really nice full luster, full rim. So I just thought it was a really good deal. And PM's for sale. He was selling it under spot. Still has a cartwheel. So yeah, that was it technically wasn't a trade, but I saw this and I immediately bought it, and then I turned around like within minutes and liquidated that silver because I needed the money to pay for this. So what do y'all think about this swap? Roast me if y'all think that was horrible.
And that's what, a $25 gold piece?
This one is a $10.
I'm still trying to learn about 333 gold. And as far as like, how much the weight is when they talk about an eagle or double eagle. And I'd seen some pretty big, one with the first LCS I went to swap, they were the one that had the 1/10 ounce gold.
Yeah.
It offered me 97% of spot on my silver and gold at spot on the trade. And so I kind of felt like that was a really good deal to get. And so like I just ended up switching out 11 kangaroos for these two here, Monarch Precious Metals. I'm sorry, get the shadows.
Woo! Monarch, baby.
Yeah. And they did have some, I think it was the Royal Australian Mint, the Year of the Rooster, 1/4 ounce gold. I was kind of tempted to swap for it, but I wasn't totally in love with the design. So I ended up getting these two. They do have a little bit of copper spot on this one here by the neck of the crane. And this one had one by the crown. But I ended up trading this straight across for these 2/10 and then the Bahama Islands coin. And then I sold another 3 ounces, an extra kangaroo, and 2 generic. And then I took that cash to another LCS. And I ended up picking up, let's see if I can get this to focus on this tiny little piece. My first Dos Peso. And I believe this is a 1945 restrike.
Ooh, very nice.
It's a 1945, but I believe that year is a restrike. And so I thought it was kind of cool. I was actually a line outside of this LCS. I was behind 3 people when I first got there and had to wait like 20 minutes to be let in. But I went and paid cash for this, and I picked it up for $240, and then with sales tax came out to $258. I was $2 shy in cash, but they let the difference slide, and then they actually gave me some capsules as well. I picked up a 13 mil for this one here.
Yeah.
Another 13 millimeter, and I know Kansas Kid, everyone's gonna hate me for the white ring, but for my 1/20th Libertad, which I can finally capsulize now.
Yeah.
And I picked up some of the 16 mil for my Prospector's Golden Gem rounds. So I can finally get those capsulized and fed to the Poucho.
Very cool. Hey, nothing wrong with the white ring.
The only 13 mil capsules I can find, they have a ring on them, whether it's white or black. So, but I was happy to find the 16 direct fit. So I was gonna kind of pull these out and get them capsulized.
Nice. Let's see, catch up on the chats real quick. Tony Begg said, if the LCS didn't have the Centenario, I was after two pre-33 $10 Indian and Liberty Headbutt got the 50 pesos. That's interesting that you say that because I'm just like, so before I bought this, I was actually after a reverse proof 2023 Gold Libertad, and the homie on PMs for sale didn't bite with my offer. I mean, it was a really good offer, but yeah, he just was a little bit too lopsided on silver, and he was just looking for either cash or I'm sure if I would have offered him gold, but I didn't have this yet at the time, I would have probably offered him this so I can get that Gold Libertad. What were you just showing right now, Silver Serpents?
Oh, that was my 1/20th ounce Libertad. Let me grab that again.
Yeah, let me put you on the big screen.
1/20th. Let me get out of the sunlight here so we can get some luster on that.
Oh man, she's a beauty. Are you gonna encapsulate her or keep her in the little 2x2?
I'm gonna capsule this one here.
Oh, okay, nice. No time like the present. Let's go. Let me catch up on the chat.
I figured this would give me something to do with my hands in the live stream.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Yeah, there's so much stuff I got to do. So we're gonna have a jam-packed stream here. Let's see. Monarch is cool, says Mr. Happy Stacker. Let's see. 210. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Really appreciate you. Let's see. He says Tony Begg says the St. Gaudens Indian don't have one yet. Yeah, I had a St. Gaudens. I traded it for. You know what? We got time. Here. I'll show you real quick. Let me bust out my I don't know if I want to call this a gold poucho, but this is just my my leather bag to hold my gold. I feel like my gold deserves something better than just like cheap plastic bags. So I said that before. I never intended to get on this whole poucho train thing. It just happened. I think I've said that so many times, but anyway, so this is where I carry my gold. So here's what I traded, and it was a straight up trade, y'all. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. This is what I traded for. I had a pre-33 St. Gaudens. It wasn't anything special. The gentleman at the time was just looking for more, American gold, and he had this, and we did a straight up trade. I mean, I was like, can't say no to that trade. I was like, yo, this was beautiful. I didn't have one of these yet, so I decided, you know what? Let's go for it. So yeah, I traded. All right, let's put you back on the big screen, buddy. I want to see that that beautiful. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah.
A rural stacker in the house. Hey, I was just saying your name, buddy. You must have heard. Like Beetlejuice, I said his name 3 times and he showed up. Oh, Rural says, let Silver Serpents know I mailed him a chip and sticker this morning.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. I actually need to order my poker chips still. I was trying to do that and maybe pay some bills on my computer before jumping on, and I didn't have enough time to complete everything I wanted to do, but I can get to that after this. But thank you, Rural. I will definitely return the favor. Hopefully I'll remember to write down the address before I black it out and film my video. Otherwise, I'll be sending you an email to let me know where to send one in return.
Good looking out. Yeah, Rural. Appreciate it, buddy. Love the sticker. Love the poker chip. Man, I'm like, I got 2 poker chips in 1 week. Maybe it's finally my time to get poker chips.
Yeah.
It's my time. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, so next thing I wanted to share, y'all, whilst our buddy Silver Serpents does his thing over there, this is something I have been after for a hot minute, and I'm gonna confess, yes, it was as a result of FOMO. It was as a result of FOMO, and I often talk on my channel about discipline and all that stuff, and I went against what I normally do, but I'm so glad I did it. 1000%. So glad I did it. Who do we have in the house? Oh, Reckless Collections. Yo, hey buddy. Thanks for joining us. Let me see. I gotta take care of Reckless here real quick. All right, you are all set, Reckless. Make sure everybody gets a blue wrench today. Who still needs one? Boomhour 123 said wishing wells are going dry as we speak. Haha.
Ah, I used to think about that, but I've never. All this coins.
All right, sorry, I got distracted. I was just trying to give the chat some love. So real quick here, yeah. So I finally found one of these, and the person on PMs for sale had it. Really good deal. I think it was like 190 or so with shipping, and I actually had this in my box in my cart on the US Mint, but I was like, nah, let me see if I can find someone in PMs for sale who needs a little bit of business and keep it in the family, right? Keep it in the community. And sure enough, he had one of these still unopened, BU. So anyways, here we go. We get to look at it together, y'all. Together. Nice box. Ooh. Let me get this out the way. There we go. It's the 2023. I guess 2023 is the original year these came out. As far as like the whatever. Oh, look at that. Nice. San Francisco mint mark. Okay. Here we go. There they are. Wow. What do y'all think? Look at this in all their glory. And I actually went back on the US Mint. Maybe somebody can fact check me real quick, but I believe these are over I think I saw them for like 500 now. If it was like not even about a week or so ago, and I think these are like now like $500 on the US Mint. And so anyways, I got it for 190. Look at this one. Ole.
Wow.
And so speaking of the FOMO, yeah, this was because Thousandaire, and I think who else was it? Was it Jaime? Yeah, Jaime Gonzalez. I was like, man, I was super coveting what they had, and I'm just like, I gotta get on the FOMO train anyways. So I got me a set, and I'm glad I did it right before the crazy run up. No regrets. So the FOMO actually worked out for me this time, y'all.
Yeah.
The FOMO totally worked out. Reverse proof Morgan. Look at that. Oh, so nice. Look at that. Yeah, this is definitely going into the deep stack, y'all. So that's one of my most recent pickups. Again, totally went against what I normally preach and teach. Totally went FOMO. I went full FOMO, y'all. Full FOMO.
I think the only reverse proof I have is this slab maple, and this was kind of a bit of FOMO. I think I picked this up for $50 or $55.
Whoa! Here, let me get you on the full screen. That's nice, man. What's the privy on that?
It's a Titanic privy.
What? How the heck did you find that? A Titanic privy?
Yeah. And this is a 2012, so it's 100 years after the sinking. And it's a Titanic privy mark, silver maple leaf, reverse proof, PCGS graded 69. The capsule's a little scuffy. And the coin's starting to tone just a little bit by the D and A in Canada. But I picked that one up. And then the first proof coin, the only one I guess I got in a mint box, was one of the first here. I picked this up early on in my stacking journey. This is a proof, a half-ounce coin. Make sure.
Look at that! Nice.
And then on the reverse,
you say that's a half ounce?
Yeah.
Man, it still looks like a full ounce.
Yeah, I thought it was at first. It's got a pretty large diameter, but it's a half-ounce proof, one of 10,000 minted by the Royal Canadian Mint. And I thought this one was cool because, let me see if I can get the lighting right. The iceberg is pretty bright, but they're pocket magazine pointer. Getting camera here. Right here is where the Titanic sank with the Canadian coastline, the GPS coordinates, and then there's a little trail along with the route that it took. And then there's the ship and the iceberg.
Very, very cool. Sober Stacker, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Pajama Stacking said, I canceled my subscription last year. It used to be $189 or $199. Beautiful coins. 210 says roadkill. I just did the same. Looks like I'm around 750 to 775 ounces. Rural, hey Jamie, sorry to just drop from your live at the gym with headphones and heard of people came in. Yeah, for sure. Rural, oh, I love those prospectors, man. Love those prospectors.
I got, and I finally got some capsules that'll fit them, so I'm happy about that.
You know, and I love the story behind them because they're, you know, I think if you go onto the website, because I had bought a few directly from the website, about 5 of them, because I think a while back they were selling them in little packs of like 10 or 5 or whatever. And so anyways, the story is because I love Gold Rush, and I guess Freddie Dodge in the beginning was sourcing them gold, and they were making those little 110 prospectors. So any Gold Rush super fans like me out there? Freddie Dodge, y'all know who Freddie Dodge is, based out of Colorado. Nice. I like it. Let's see.
The series on Discovery, I believe.
Yeah. Discovery Channel.
Nice. I haven't seen them yet.
Oh man.
No, but there was actually a Gold Rush in New Mexico. Where I don't know, it was someone traveling to California, but they were headed out west, and they stopped to drink from the Gila River in what's now modern day Pinos Altos, and they discovered gold in the riverbank. And
wow.
So that was when Silver City, I think, was founded in like 1870 or so. And then the Santa Rita open pit mine is still operable now. It's actually consumed the town that was Santa Rita. The mine bought the land from everybody that lived there, and either they moved their houses or their houses were demolished. But that mine was still operable, and it's mostly copper, and that was where my father worked when I was younger.
That's awesome, man. What a hell of a story, bro. That's super cool.
So, they used to have a community sort of a picnic every year when I was real young, and they would give out copper rounds and have like a carnival type of deal set up and a picnic. And my dad still has some of those copper rounds from that mine and a couple of the splashes on the converter walls and like, you know, little bits of copper he would bring back from the job. I thought it was
nice, very nice. Where we at? Philly Sacker, you got the Secalilo. They are worth it. Heck yeah, man. Zeus says, Silver Sacker, hello, brother. Hey there. Interesting coins. My absence went unnoticed. Rural Stacker. Sick Titanic round. Hey Zeus, Rural Jammies. Oh, I like the Prospector. Philly. Are those Prospectors 24K? I believe they are, but
yeah, these are marked 3/9 fine plus gold. So these are 24 karat.
Yep, haven't seen those. Yeah, they're like made by what's the name of is it Prospector and Gems? I believe
it's Golden Gem.
Yep. Let's see. My paper pass says watch the show all the time. Yeah, I love Gold Rush because so the show, the people who first started at the Hoffmans, they're based out of here where I live, here in Oregon. They're out of Sandy, Oregon, and it's so funny. Again, if there's any super fans, there was a season where they had the Big Blue wash plant. My brother and I were coming back from Seattle, and we drove right past the Big Blue wash plant. It was actually, I think it was on its way down to San Francisco to get on a boat and to be sold to I don't know where, but yeah, we knew because the when we drove up right next to it, there was the Oregon State Beavers stickers, U of O stickers. I'm like, yeah, that's Big Blue from the Gold Rush show. Like, that's cool. And then who was it? Silver Dragons. He was on the show. His voice was on it last season. That was pretty cool. What else? All right, y'all. So I'm going to get into the next item. Here, let me just do it this way. Y'all remember the first episode of Silver, what was it? Silver Tank?
Yep.
So here's the homie who makes these. He's on PMs for sale. Let's see. His name is, where is he? What's his name? Forget his name, his username. My bad, yo. His name is Dr. something. So I gotta send this to Pang. So this is like the certificate of authenticity for that 1.5 ounce. So he sent it to me. So I got to get this to Pang. It looks like he just created these. Very cool. Look at that. Oh, there he is. Dr. Fern's Coin Clinic.
Wow.
Prescriber of precious metals. Love that. That's awesome. Yo, so anyways, this is a homie from PMs for Sale. Obviously, he's a legitimate dude. And this is, again, just kind of sharing for the people who have doubts, which, again, it's not perfect. And I'm not giving financial advice, but I'm just saying that PMs for Sale, you have trusted professionals. You have coin dealers on there that have legitimate businesses. They just like to sell through the sub. And so if you can get hooked up with somebody good on the community, you're definitely going to get really cool stuff like this. So, all right, on to the item. So if y'all remember on the last episode of Silver Tank, you all voted not to give my shark tooth to Pang. And so later, because again, the last video that I made, I didn't want to leave him hanging. So I told him, hey, you know what? I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to hit up my homie and see if he can make me one. So I commissioned a new one. And this is it. And in the meantime, Pang sent me that. So his 007 pour. So here it is, y'all. We're going through it together.
Nice.
Woo-hoo-hoo. There she goes, folks. There she goes. This is my newest shark's tooth. And something very interesting about this. And I'm going to grab the scale real quick so we can look at it together. So I think I had mentioned that initial shark's tooth was 1.5 ounces. It was the biggest one he had ever poured. And so I told him, I want a 2-ouncer. so I said, I can't be having Pang out there in them streets with the biggest one ever made. I gotta be the one. I gotta be the one. So I told him, make me a 2-ouncer. And he did. He totally made me a 2-ouncer. And not only did he make me a 2-ouncer at the time, here, let me weigh it real quick. Whoa. So, okay. So this is ounces. My scale is a food scale. So it says 2.35 ounces. That's obviously not Troy. Let me switch it to grams. 66 grams. Let me grab the calculator. So
that's
62.2. Oh, yeah. More than 2 ounces. So, yeah. Yeah. 66 divided 31.1 gives us 2.12. Actually, the scale fluctuated a little bit to 67. So let's go 67 divided by 31.1. So, yeah, 2.15. So basically almost 2.2 ounces. Whoa. Here, I'm going to see if y'all can see that. Again, this is just a food scale, y'all. Whoops. Yeah, it's moving around because it's not flat. Anyway, 67 grams, it says. I need to get like an actual precious metal scale. This is just for food. So for like my kitchen scale, yeah, I'm going to order me one on Amazon here probably in the next couple of days. I need a real precious metals one. All right, so back to the tooth. So this is 2.15 ounces. So this is over 2 ounces. Obviously, now at this point, this is the biggest tooth that he's ever poured. And here's his contact stuff on PMs for Sale. Dr. Ferns. Nice. And he, this time around, gave me this certificate of authenticity, 2 ounces, shark's tooth. But I like to call it a tooth. Oh, it's got a website, drfernscoinclinic.com. All right, y'all. Well, there you go. Boom. He's got a straight up legitimate business. I found him on PMs for Sale. Feel free to hit him up. Let him know that Khalilo sent you. He puts up sales regularly of these, and these sell out in minutes. These are very, very popular. And as you can see, why? Look at this. It's so shiny. very shiny and beautiful. And look at all those little
That
ridges.
texture, yeah.
Man, it's just like so just well done. Look at this. Like his molds are pretty awesome. Let's see. I don't know if he stamped this one. Yeah, he did. He stamped it 3/9, so it's kind of hard to see. There it is, 3/9. But look at this, over 2 ounce shark tooth. So, and I mean, I'm a big dude, so this hands, make it look like it's tiny. So let me see if I can find an equivalent. Let's see. Here we go. Let's use this proof. There you go. There you go. That's so y'all can see how big it really is. Because it looks little in my hand, and then when I saw Pang holding it, I'm like, oh, now it looks to scale. Check that out. There you go, y'all. Wow. All right. So yeah, I got my newest shark's tooth, 2 ounces.
If I was in my studio, I would show you my shark's tooth, but I mean, not silver, but fossilized, but I'm not there right now, and I don't have it with me.
Oh, who got in the house? Sorry, y'all. So I was like too focused, and Silver Serpents doesn't have access to the chat. So we have Liberty Bleed Silva, LBS, Toofuses. Yep, Toofuses, Teefus. Thanks for joining, man. Good to see you, buddy. My paper pass, I have the same scale. LOL. Yeah, it's for food. I use it for like baking bread and stuff. All right, let me go back. I need to catch up on the chat, y'all. My bad. Here we go. All right. Isa 21mm. He says, hey, what up, buddy? My paper pass. Watch the show all the time. Let's see where we at. There's a silver mine in Apache Canyon, says Tony Big, near Santa Fe. Pajama Stack says, I'm super jelly of those prospectors. Yeah, they're sick. Rural Stacker says sick name and branding. LBS says howdy Kalilo and Serpents. Yay, buddy. Super good to have you, man. Let's see. I have to go grab some dinner. Nice seeing everyone. Zeus. Yeah, enjoy your dinner, buddy. Good to see you, man. Let's see. I need one of them. Shark's Tooth says Roadkill 80. Rural says Shark Tooth. Yep. That's awesome. Shark's Tooth is an amazing piece. It is. It's pretty dope. $200 tooth. It is. It is. And I mean, I was going to go into the story about how we ended up meeting to the price. Dang, Danny, we got a big one. It says rural. I have the same scale. LBS says I can pick them up for like 10 to 12 bucks. They even go down to grains. Nice. Roadkill says I'll need to trade you some silver for that shark tooth. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this one. I don't think I plan on doing any more trades. That was like a one-time thing because Pang, I couldn't leave him hanging. I couldn't leave him hanging. Let's see what we got here. SAEs at the LCS for 100. Good deal or pass? I mean, okay, my paper passed. I like PMs for sale, guys. I just do. I can find deals at spot. But for you people, LCS people, you all tell me if that's a good deal or not. I just let's see. Silver is at what? $90?
Yeah, when I was in my LCS yesterday doing the trade, silver dropped down to 89, and he was selling the couple of eagles he had at $1 over spot.
There you go.
The other generic, including Britannia's, Krugerrands, and Maples, were at spot.
Whoa. See, okay, there you go. See, it sounds like you have a really good LCS, man. Or maybe you've just been a long-time customer.
I mean, that's about a 2.5-hour drive from me, but I mean, he had 85 angle hard rounds in there at spot. He had some 99 Maples, some Britannias, generic rounds and coins, rounds, and bars are pretty much at spot price.
Roadkill 80 says, yeah, my local Coinstar always has silver dollar over spot. I picked up a high premium piece for 2 over spot yesterday at 5 ounce bar. Nice, man. Very cool. Now, did you say a Coinstar? Local Coinstar? Now, is that like because when I think Coinstar, I think of a Coinstar machine. So,
maybe it was an autocorrect typo. I'm not sure. But.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Controversial take, y'all. I know everybody's like, and it's cool because I gotta be, give credit where it's due. Like El Silver Serpents, he has an LCS where he got some really good deals. I just don't have that, unfortunately. I haven't found quote unquote great deals.
Mm.
Oh yeah, LBS says yeah, speech to text problem. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
locally,
coin
I
store.
don't have an LCS. I mean, there's one store I could go that's by appointment only, but he'd
Hmm.
probably still charge a couple dollars over spot on generics, and I'm not too sure what his buyback is. I just happened to be in Albuquerque helping some family get to a doctor's appointment, so I took advantage of
Whoa.
the
So
opportunity to actually visit two coin shops while they were open, and
nice.
make a trade of silver for gold in person. And then I went to a second coin shop to buy the dos peso because the first one didn't have it in stock. They didn't have any dos peso, and so I've been wanting one for a while, and so I finally got one.
Nice. Yeah, I love me some Dos Pesos, bro. Like I like all Mexican, and these Dos Pesos are very fractional. They're usually have like very, very low premium. I've heard even people say that they've gone to LCSs and they can't get rid of them, and I'm like, I'll take it. Shoot.
Yeah, the LCS I went to, he had five of them in his drawer, and spot at the time was 220. So I mean, I paid 240 plus tax was 258, and then he gave me the capsules for free.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's not bad. I mean, and then you're in a place where you got to pay tax. I'm telling you, I'm just very, very spoiled. I know it. I've just, I spent years building up my reputation and community and trusted buyers and sellers on PMs for sales. So I'm just like, and I mean, granted, if it came down to it, where I live, we don't pay sales tax here in Oregon, but still, that's why I like peer to peer because you don't charge each other tax. You can hook each other up. Every time I do like a big sale, I usually throw in little freebies, little extras like 1 grain silvers. Sometimes I'll throw in a half gold back for free or something. Just because that's just how we do it in the community on PMs for sale.
Oh yeah, I've gotten a couple of packages over Facebook that had like a 1 ounce copper or a gram of silver, and there is like a little freebie or extra, and I was like, wow, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been buying peer to peer, but I'm not on Reddit, and I kind of discovered a couple of groups on Facebook where they verify the sellers. I looked into one of them, and I think they require a seller to send a photo of their ID to the admin team,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of the posts are admin approved. You might have to make your first sale to an administrator, and then they either have a Sigma or whatever equipment to verify that you're not selling fake metals. And then from there, your posts are approved, and there are certain rules as far as like how you can pay, what payments you take, Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, etc.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
and then all of that, the transaction, send the money, and your address, get a tracking number, and within a week, I have the metals delivered right to me. And thankfully, no,
Nice.
I haven't had a problem yet with that. So
Very, very cool. Very, very cool, man. Yeah, that's like I said, I'm very pro peer to peer. I get it. LCSs, they got to make their, got to pay their bills, blah, blah, blah. Totally understand all of that. I'm a business minded person, totally get it. But I just, I like to find deals, and I'm very pro stackers, helping each other keep costs down. Let's see. Where we at here? So we got the poker chips. Tony Begg says 8.19% is criminal. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm telling you. So here's some other pickups that I just got. And I actually have a few more on the way. So who was it? Sober Stacker gave me this idea. So I got to give this idea. So back when I was doing my live stream with Dubs, I showed these. Well, not that one. I showed these. I only had 3 of these 1 peso cap and raise. Um, he likened these to like, 50-cent piece, 90%. And of course, these are 0.720. Silver melt value. It's about $34 or so, $35, depending on, current silver price it's about $34 of melt value. But I mean, these have history, so in my opinion, these should not sell for melt. And so anyways, I really like what Sober Stacker said about how he goes on eBay and he looks for like onesie twosies. And so I'm like, you know what, let me see if I can do the same thing. And he was right. I went on eBay. I found a bunch of these. Like I found one of these for like 29 bucks, 31, like under melt with shipping, with free shipping. And on PMs for sale, most of the guys charge shipping because I mean, we don't want to just unless it's a big transaction. So, anyways, when I went on eBay, and I know that eBay takes a cut. So in my opinion, I think I got these for like 26, 27 bucks after all is said and done. But anyways, I got a bunch of these from eBay. And of course, they're all legitimate. I know what these are. I know how silver sounds. I know how it looks. Yeah. So I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a seventh one being delivered today, and then and then I hit on my boy on PMs for sale who sells these all the time. And get this, today he has a sale going for 31 each. 31 each on PMs for sale. So I told him, you know what? Hook me up. I ordered 10 of them. He's going to throw in a tube. His name is Juan Ibarra on PMs for sale. Or he goes by Juan. So if y'all are PMs for sale, check him out. He's an awesome seller, highly experienced. But yeah, I just ordered 10 of these, so I should get them because I'm actually trying to, build a full tube of at least 20 of these little guys. So
nice. I wish I would have gotten some of those back when silver was a little bit cheaper. I didn't know much about the cap and the ray, and I wasn't totally in love with the design like I am now. But I got some of the 57 to 61 that are only 10% silver pesos.
Nice.
But I got these ones I overpaid. I got 7 of them for I think 45. And then a couple of days later, my LCS in Colorado, who I do the pre-orders from, he was selling these for $2 each. And I bought the 3 of them that he had. And so now I'll have 10 of the un peso. And then I got this one, which was, I thought it was a little weird. The same seller that sold me these 10% for overmelt sold me this 72% for undermelt.
Very cool.
I got this one for $30 or $35. And then I got on the pesos just to save on shipping and got the 7 of them for an extra like 40 or 45.
Nice. Very, very nice.
On eBay, and I've seen some of these for like 30, or I saw one at auction with no bids for $30, and I've seen some as a buy it now for like $41 or $42. And they're just over a half ounce of silver, so it's $4 or $5 under melt.
Very nice, man.
I haven't picked any up yet because I'm a little tight right now, trying to get ahead on some of my other bills and expenses. Which is why I traded silver for gold this last time, and I think I picked up those 2 Libertads, the Libertad, and then the Intaglio Mint Tribute. I think the seller made a mistake because he put 85 plus shipping, and when I said buy it now, and he admitted he made a mistake, but would still honor that price, and so I got that Intaglio Mint 1 ounce Tribute round for 91 delivered. It'll be on the way here soon. I'll probably get it late next week, but. Those are my 2 1 ounces for the month of January, probably to fit the World Money Wins challenge.
Yeah, tell me, keep that on standby. I'm gonna ask about that here in a minute, but I was gonna say, let's see, Boom Hour 123 says, "Man, sucks. I lost my medal in a card game years ago. Wink, wink, haha." Yeah, I lost most of mine in a boating accident. All that you see here is all I got. Just kidding. Let's see. Oh no, I lost the chat. We back. Happy Stacker says, "Kalilo just sent you a full stack video to your email. Okay, it's a couple months old. Check it out." Yeah, brother, I'll check it out. Heck yeah, man. Where are we at? Let's see. Rural says sober stacker doesn't lie. Yeah, man, I thought that was a good idea because I haven't had the best experience buying on eBay because cost, blah blah blah. But it was at the perfect time when silver was just doing what it did, and I had a feeling that there was going to be some pieces that people hadn't revalued. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try. And yeah, he was right. I bought 7, 8 different ones, and then I got 10 more on the way today at 31 each from PMs for sale. So yeah, I just I'm trying to also save and buy some pieces that aren't so expensive because silver is getting costly. But yeah, these are current melt, $34, and like I said, they got history. They're old. They're nice. They got that beautiful rim. So I just figured, you know what? Let me add a few more of those guys to the stack.
That's kind of how I felt when I got these ones here. These are 1870. Forgive my harsh lighting. I got the sun behind me, so my phone's casting a shadow. But
Oh, you're good, brother. We can see you.
at 1870, these are two pesetas. I'm not sure
Nice.
what denomination that is. And the reverse is in pretty good condition. So I just like that shield and pillar design. It reminds me of the 8 reales and the pillar dollar.
Yeah, brother.
These up for melt at the time of purchase. So
Yeah. So if we translate that to time now, so it says dos pesetas. So una peseta today, as far as like U.S. money, is a quarter. So that's like 2 pesetas should be a $0.50, I believe. I don't know if it is or not, but and I'm sure if Dub C was here, he could totally school us on all of that.
yeah. And the thing I thought was interesting, it says here 100 piezas de kilogramo.
Nice,
So
nice.
what that means, but these are, I looked it up on Numista. I wrote it down here. 0.835% silver with a weight of 10 grams per coin.
Nice. Very nice. I love it. So we have 12 people watching. I think at a certain point I saw 19 people watching. Get those likes up. Help the algorithms. If you haven't signed up for or subscribed to Silver Serpents, please subscribe. Subscribe to me. I appreciate it. Keeps us motivated to do this stuff. This is all just for fun. I'm not here trying to sell anything, get anything. I just, want to hang out with y'all because this is something I really, really enjoy. Super passionate about metals and stacking and helping other stackers save money, what you got there?
Ask a question. I'm not sure exactly what it's referencing. Where again, Serpents? That Albuquerque was 50 minutes from him. This is a half real that I picked up because the reverse is, the obverse is graffitied and carved.
Yeah.
But it's that reverse that I like. Those pillars.
Nice.
This one was in really good condition. So.
But, very cool. Is that Charles the Second or what is it?
Fourth, I believe. Carlos the Fourth.
The fourth. Charles okay. DEI Gratia. Yeah, I love those. Yeah, that's like the 83, the 8 reales, and that's what is that again? The 2 real?
This one's a half real, I believe.
Oh, half real. Nice.
Tony Bay, I did my gold to silver trade at Premier Gold and Silver in Albuquerque on Manal, and then I bought my Dos Peso from Albuquerque Coins on San Mateo.
Nice.
So if that helps you out, the Premier Gold and Silver, they bought my silver at 6 back of spot for cash, and in a trade they did 97% of spot for gold at spot. So I thought that was a pretty good deal on a ratio trade straight across the counter. And let me see if I can find them. I just lost them, my 2 new 10 ounces.
That's a very good deal. So tell us a little bit about this. What was it again? What did you call it? Your submission, or what was it again?
I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I don't.
Oh, you're good. No worries. We'll come back to it. I think I never finished explaining. So, and then what I was negotiating, well, not negotiating. I just hit him up. I said, hey, I need another another shark's tooth. At the moment I messaged him, silver was at 72 an ounce, and within like a day, silver went up to like 76. And he's like, hey, I'm going to he's like, I'm going to honor, since we're negotiating. And so I ended up getting this for $74 an ounce. And as you know, with poured silver, when do you ever get something for spot or whatever? So like I said, this is part of being on the, PMs for sale, peer-to-peer community. You get some really, really good deals. Now, I'm sure that if I went to go find this today at 90 an ounce, what is that? 2.15 times 90, we're looking at 180, $200. And then of course it has a premium. So I'm sure this would be well over $200. So good looking out to the homie that did this again. Let me put him up one last time. Certificate of authenticity. Let's see. The homie is Dr. Ferns, coinsclinic.com. Very cool, man. Thanks for the certificate of authenticity. And then if Pang is watching, I'll be sure to get this one to you, buddy, for your 1.5. All righty. So those are my pickups for like the last week or so, last week and a half, with along with these. Got the halves, got the gold swap, and then I have that 2009 ultra high relief St. Gaudens on the way. Oh,
Yeah.
let's get those on the full screen.
So this is what I traded for, and it would came out to I think 10.65 ounces of silver for the
Nice.
2 ounces. So it was, about 53, I think, to 1 on a ratio trade.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's a
What
good deal, especially for Monarch. They have such high premiums.
Yeah. I called them up yesterday, and when spot was on Thursday, and spot was 93, so they would have paid me 89 an ounce on trade. But when I went into trade, spot had dropped down to 89, so they were giving me 86 an ounce on trade. And then, so I was like, yeah, I understand. Their premium, like I said, they have to make money and cover themselves. So, but his buyback cash price was 82 an ounce on that day at that time. And so I sold 3 ounces to pay for the 240 on the Dos Peso.
Nice, brother. So you're playing the ratio, huh? You're playing the GSR.
Yeah. So I all in all, I think it came out to 14 ounces of gold. I mean, of silver for a quarter ounce of gold, and then proof dollar coin.
Nice. Yeah, man. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with who was it? Blue Collar Stacker says, you never went broke or taking profits or something like that. I forget the saying. Somebody, you'll never go broke taking profits.
Yeah.
Silver Dragoon. Look at that. Heavy hitters. What are we up to? 15 watching. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate you all being here. Again, it's Saturday. I don't have the Dub C voice, but I really appreciate everyone joining us. It's Saturday. We're just talking metals, talking pickups, talking the GSR trades. Silver Dragoon, what's going on, buddy? Where we at? Oh, I think I just saw somebody else joining us. Sublime Mad Dog. What up, buddy? Thanks for joining in. Good to see you, man. Let me catch up on some of these chats. I'm gonna be super jealous. Pang ends up making like deer jerky or something. Yeah, I would totally do a barter for some deer jerky. I'm all over that.
Actually, I think it was the woman I was doing tile work over the summer. Her father told me if I bagged an elk, he would trade me silver for jerky. And I was like, hell yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Let's go. I mean,
that's empty-handed.
Yo, y'all know that I ain't too good for a good barter. Y'all see me do that barter video of a what was it, a peace dollar for some honey.
Oh yeah.
And with silver price where it is, that's what, about $75 coin now. So.
Yeah. I just bought a Morgan and for $60, and it is going to be mailed out to me here soon. I got a 1989 New Orleans. So I'm happy I finally have a New Orleans minted Morgan dollar for my stack, and it's my birth year.
Nice, man. Nice. A Nolans. It's always cool when you can find something that's like your birth year. Speaking of birth year, let me just do a real quick plug, talk about our 500 subscriber giveaway. Now, this isn't my birth year, but it's close to it. And I just wanted to say, here, let me get it out of its sarcophagus. So at 500 subscribers, one lucky winner is going to get this. Hopefully by then I'll have my poker chips as well. And I'm going to start doing something really interesting. I don't want to say what it is yet because I want to surprise the community. I know we got about 15 people watching, but later on, check it out. So I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to be likely giving away, I'm going to give away this for sure. And then I'm also planning on giving away some of these, some gold backs, as well as, like I said, by then, hopefully I have my poker chips. I already put in the order. And I'm also doing something new. Should I tell y'all? I'm going to do a quick poll in the chat. 1, if you want me to tell you what I'm going to do. 2, if just make it a surprise. So real quick. 1, tell you what the surprise is. 2, keep it a surprise. How many people we got here? watching. Got 20 people. Oh, that's a perfect poll. So y'all tell me, you all want to know right now or keep it a surprise? Silver Dragoon says keep it a surprise. Got 2 votes, surprise. Rural Stacker, keep it a surprise. All right, that's 2 votes. Let's get a few more. Oh, keep it a surprise. Sir Alfred, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us. 222. My papers pass as 2. All right, so okay, never mind. Keep it a surprise. all right. That's enough for me. That works for me. All right, so I'm gonna move this out the way. Go back to this piece. So yeah, on the 500 subscribers, I'm gonna do a surprise. It's just something unique that nobody is doing. I'm gonna do it myself. That's the only hint I'm gonna say. I'm gonna do it myself. So I'm gonna give, because I know people have channel stickers, poker chips. I'm doing something unique that I'm gonna give away on the day of. I still need to figure out how to do the wheel thing, but anyways, 1 lucky subscriber. I'm going to make this kind of the number 1 giveaway on the 500 subscriber giveaway. Gall. So someone will get this, and then I'm going to do some of the gold backs, and then some of my channel poker chips once I get those, and then some, again, other unique thing that I'm going to do myself. So I can't wait to share what that thing is. It's very personal to me, and it's something that, well, I'm going to leave it as a surprise. The people have voted. So more to come on the 500 subscriber giveaway. As of today, I think I'm up to about 260 or so. And I've only been doing content for just over a month. So hopefully I can hit that 500 fast, and we can give people some free stuff, some free silver.
Awesome. You're growing faster than I am. I'm about almost, I think I'm at like 290 right now, and I've been making content for about 3 months.
Nice. Well, I think I'm on the same path, but I gotta say, man, this stacking community, I don't know if it's the timing, I don't know if it's the here, let me put this up here real quick. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what it is, but everybody just seems so cool into the metals right now. The stacking community is just a bunch of high IQ, like-minded people. I know there's a lot of smooth-brained people out there in them streets. Some walking NPCs. We just got some really like-minded, very cool people. I love this community. You all are amazing people. So you got a 1916S?
Yeah. And I just found out when I was buying this that it's the first year of the Mercury dime. And so I kind of missed out on a Barber dime of the same year because I kind of like that layover between, but I thought that would have been cool to have 2 dimes with the same year of different designs, kind of like the 21 Eagles, the Type 1 and Type 2. And those are probably the Eagles I'm most proud of, are these BU 2021 Type 1 and Type 2.
Oh, where'd that go?
Those ones I'm happy about. And then the 1916S.
Where'd that go? We got Rule over there talking smack. Where'd that go? Gotta find it. Oh no. Where is it?
Where is it?
Rural talking smack. Your polls don't matter. I seen this rerun with Pang. Well, that was an episode of Silver Tank.
and if I recall correctly, there was a tiebreaker vote on that too. Because I was helping my girl with a cleaning job while I was listening in, and then I came in to vote on the tiebreaker real quick.
Yeah. And technically, I didn't go through with the trade at that moment. What I did was I went out in them streets and I secured this.
I got to get the replacement first, and then I can trade.
Yeah, exactly. Because here's the truth, y'all. I'm a stacker first. Okay, I gotta watch out for the deep stack first. And so, had I not secured this shark's tooth, this amazing shiny shark's tooth, I would not have gone through with that trade. I mean, Pang, love you, buddy, but I was not gonna give you my only piece. So anyway.
I got a dino tooth.
Dino 2. Let's see what you got. All
I
right,
like that.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and this one's kind of like a proof like with the I like this one because it's the full movie logo and it's a coin from Niue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I've got these ones with that clip from the movie. And it's
Nice.
a little hard to see in this side in the blue house, but it says when dinosaurs ruled the earth. And it's kind of a
Nice.
kind of simple coin, a frosty field, and then the reverse is just the coat of arms for Fiji. But there's only 5,000 of these ones minted, so I've thought about getting some of the ones I have, maybe sending them off for grading, just because they are so low mintage, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Nice. Very nice.
I don't have a
Uh,
QPS or NGC account to just be like, oh yeah, I'll send these in with another batch of coins to be graded. So
Boom Hour says 11.6% of American stack. Yes, sir. Pajama stacking. I sold most of my coin sets last year. I don't want to see the price of two reverse proof 21 dual eagle set. Yeah, they're crazy. Rural says, haha, I hope you know that was in good fun. Yeah, it's all good, buddy. No worries. Even if it wasn't, totally cool. I always love to hear other people's perspectives on things. Roadkill says, we're the coolest people on earth because we're the smartest. Yes, sir. I am not going to disagree. Sublime Mad Dog says, subscribe to your Silver Serpents. There you go. All right.
thank you.
Very cool. And then back to Silver Dragoon says, sometimes they need to keep the mystery, don't reveal everything on the first date. Yeah, I'm still getting the hang of this content creating thing. Like I said, I'm just a normal dude like all of y'all. I love stacking. I got into it because I enjoy it, and I'm one of those positive mindset people. So I just decided, you know what, I got some wisdom to share. Why not? And if I'm not doing this, what else am I doing? I'm watching other people do it, so I figured, you know what, I might as well want to be the one to do it. Let's see. Tony Begg says, good acquisition, Roadkill. Roadkill, what did you pick up? I just picked up a 1890 seated Liberty dime, basically a mint state condition, just very dark. I scored it for $30. Couldn't believe it. Very nice, man. Very, very cool. Rural Stacker says, alrighty, time to swim. Catch you in an hour. I'll watch the start. And then later tonight, bye neighbors. Have a good evening. And I'll see you all in the comments later. Have a good one, Rural. Don't forget to stretch, buddy, and recover. And what is that again? 2024 Libertad. Let's get that back on the full screen, man, because let's do it justice here.
This one inspired, I guess, Thousandair Radio, but he found a pink one to give as a gift for somebody. But this one I picked up with my first Morgan for 155, I think.
Nice.
So I wasn't quite sure, how to split the cost because I was sold the Morgan as a gradable one, and it is a really nice 89 again, but it's only a Philadelphia. And my research, I found out that 89 Philadelphia is the second most common Morgan, but the 89 DC, the Carson City, is the second rarest Morgan.
Wow.
So
very cool, man. Very, very cool.
Disparity, but yeah, this one I really like. And then this is probably one of my new favorites here. Is the
Northern Lights.
Yeah. And this one isn't, shiny like the blue hologram. The coloring is pretty thick, but I think it's just awesome. It's got the polar bear on the back with the Northern Lights.
Very, very cool. Mr. Happy Sucker says, all my friends still think I'm nuts for stacking metals. Well, that's what happens, buddy, when you're just, the world that we live in today just tells you what is and isn't important. And so, that's like smooth brain thinking, going with the herd, going with the flow, going against the grain isn't popular, doing your own thing. Thinking for yourself, how to preserve wealth. They don't, the world that we live in, the mainstream doesn't go around saying, hey, this is how you preserve wealth. Don't trust the dollar. They're not going to do that. You got to go find it yourself, So, what is that one? Is that like a moon or?
Yeah, this is the lunar eclipse.
Nice.
And there's also it's also a 2024. And so
hey, man, you're all about those specialty colorized ones, man.
Yeah.
Every time
I haven't quite liked as much. Like I'd seen some recently that were like a poker chip or roulette wheel colored that I wasn't totally as fanatical about. But I thought they might have been cool. But again, at typically a $30 premium over spot on these coins. Although the last two I paid about, I think I paid 83 to 85 for this one. And the, I can't find it right now. It's right. Oh, here it is. The Egyptian Knights.
Nice. I love the Egyptian Knights one.
But I just got one for 98. So I mean, at what, $8 over spot, that's not too bad. But again, as the spot price has come up, the cost on these has stayed relatively the same. I would say from about 80 to 100, up
Yeah.
to 120 on eBay, depending on the seller and availability.
Very cool, man. I love it. I love it. Partial face reveal there.
I think that might be the roof. I'm kind of tucked way down below my camera. I'm kind of on like a little folding step stool instead of a proper chair. But if I can get my hand up there, I was a video I recorded, and I have with some generics I opened, I've kind of gone out of order. And I think I might have did a face reveal through the coin. Here it is. It's my first trade dollar. And this
Ooh.
but on the up here is the Highland Light. And so like I even like put up my hand and like wiggled my fingers. It was like I might have to edit that out. But thankfully when I'm positioned now, I'm well below my camera level.
Yeah.
And I just got propped up on this little blue bucket there. But yeah. Typically sometimes I'll get the top of my hairline in a coin like this, but I don't know. And when I heard Dubsy's story about how they melted down those one coins to make the 68 Olympic coins, I was a little sad because, I kind of like trains and steam locomotives. I'm kind of a little nerd like that, I guess. And so when I'd realized it was a train on the face of those coins, I was like, no, that's kind of a little sad, but it'd be cool to find one. I don't know how likely.
SE Stacking says that is not a trade dollar. Which one? Trade unit. Got it. Very cool.
I didn't even realize that. I just seen the reverse one and I bid on this one. I think I got this one for like $42, probably mid-September or so. September, August. Roadkill. Now, I'm not in my typical studio. I'm in a remote location right now, so I'm working with what I've got, trying to do the best I can.
Yeah, he's off grid at the moment. He's off grid.
Yeah. Let me come out here. Here's the chicken run and the Connex with the water tank, the bus for hay storage, and that's the moon. No, that's not the moon. That's a glare on the window or a cloud in the sky. My bad. I'm looking through my phone instead of looking out the window myself. But yeah, there's the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, the little outbuilding.
Nice, man. And you got full service, huh?
Yeah. That one's technically Tres Orejas, 3 ears, but I'll call it 3 peaks here in the local area.
Nice. Tres Orejas, 3 ears. Very cool.
And you can't see that one behind the other building, but there's a building with two. It's Los Dos Cerros de los Taos, and then Tres Orejas. We all call them 2 peaks and 3 peaks. Mm-hmm, and there's little like volcanically formed mountains here on the west side of the Rio Grande Gorge.
Nice. Very cool, man. It looks very peaceful and relaxing right there. Let's see. Boom Hour says, so did the U.S. government just revalue silver at 173? The price of the U.S. Mint 1 ounce silver eagles. If so, buckle up. Yeah, it's interesting. I love this topic. Yeah, let's get into some controversial stuff. Let's do it. When I saw that, I went on to some of my Reddit groups where they talk about this stuff, and they're like, well, it has to do with the cost and what they pay to mint, blah blah blah. I'm with you, Boom Hour. Honestly, I think that they know what's coming. whether we want to agree with it or not. But you know what? Who knows? Maybe we'll be proven wrong. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just again a stacker, not financial advice. But the fact that they've valued silver for 173 on the U.S. Mint, that tells you something is coming. And I think we all see the writing on the wall with silver hitting 100, possibly over, because I believe, what is it, in Shanghai, the silver's already at 90. Who is it? Canada. And who's the other one? Australia. They're over 100. I think Canada, the last I checked, correct me if I'm wrong, Canadian folks, or if anybody's knows, I believe they were at spot price at about 120 or so, or 119 in Canada. And I think, who was it? Australia, they were like over 130, 140. I don't know. So, Silver Dragoon, what you got, buddy? Let's see. Silver Dragoon says, no, 173 includes a large premium markup. Yeah, I mean, because again, I think they know what's coming. But they did. Let's see what he say. They did reevaluate about 100 to 115. Yeah, I mean, again, not an expert. I don't do the whole reading the charts and trying to determine this, that, or the other. Again, I'm just a stacker who reads and thinks for myself. But I genuinely think that they know we all know what's coming, or we've seen it, kind of the writing on the wall. So yeah, we'll see what happens in 2026. Some people are saying that we're going to get up to maybe 220 by the end of 2026. So I don't know. Tony says it's 90 here. Yeah, 90 here in the US. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know why I was thinking we're still in the 80s, but let's see. Where we at, buddy? What were you just showing there? It seems like I'm getting caught up on the chat, and you just like.
I was showing off this one here.
Let's go. That's now. Does that have the Prince Monarch on the back?
It does, and I kept it covered with the sticker that came.
Good job. That's hilarious. That's exactly what I would have done, bro, if you hadn't have done it. That's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, I got this one off of eBay, and it came with the sticker on the back, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave that there, keep him covered.
That's the reason.
I was saying, and then the other one I pulled up here is this Aladdin.
Nice.
It's a little hard to see because the genie's so reflective. But there's Aladdin, Jasmine, and Abu on the rug right there with the lamp at the bottom.
Nice. Very cool, man. Very cool.
A new way. 2022. So
love it, man. That's awesome. And it's got the queen on that one, huh?
Yeah, this one has the queen. And a reverse proof kind of finish. She's very, very shiny.
Yeah. So for the remaining people in the chat, what he said, nobody. Here, let me throw up Tony's. Nobody likes Charlie. I mean, he just doesn't photograph well on money. It just, like, let's say if they put him like with the crown, or I don't know, man. He just I don't know. He's ugly. Sorry, forgive me if I offended anybody, but I just think that that monarch is disgusting, and I prefer the queen. So. In fact, I prefer no monarch, to be honest. I would prefer that they just do some kind of design or something. But if I have to pick a monarch, I would rather go with like the queen.
That's probably why, along with those 5 BU Libertads, I bought 2 Philharmonics. That was my first bullion purchase. Pretty much, I think, or my second one off of Facebook, and it was like the 4th time I ever bought silver. I didn't want a monarch, and I liked the Libertad, how it's got the Angel of Independence, and then all the different seals and the eagles that have been on the currency and coin. And I didn't want a monarch, so I was like, and I'm a musician as well, so I was like, give me some Philharmonics. And I used to have 5 of these, but I got in a tight bind maybe like early June, and I ended up selling 3 of these to the LCS. Here in Taos, when spot was 37, he paid me about $33.40 an ounce, and I sold 3 ounces for I think $102 or something.
Wow. Yo, so let's see. Doc Rick says, is the market in force majeure now? What that means? I don't know.
That would be, I think that's where they forced the sell off of paper contracts and a cash settlement with no
Mm.
option for physical delivery.
Nice, nice. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm just a stacker, so I was thinking silver squeeze. I think that's where we're at. Is most likely is that fake paper price is buckling like that. House of Cards is caving in. But I wanted to ask Tony Begg. He says my age was at Cambridge some years, same years as him. So Tony, are you from London, buddy, or are you here in the U.S.? That's awesome, man. If you're in the UK or Europe right now, thanks for joining in, man. It must be, I don't know what time. Is it nighttime over there?
It would be 10:30 UK time that I can tell. I think they're about 7 hours ahead of me, so it might be 8 hours ahead of your time zone.
Yeah. All right. Cool, man. Well, yeah, that's awesome, dude. Thanks for joining us, man. Um, I think I should have put two and two together when he's talked about the order that he did for the Ichibu silvers. Let's see what he got here. Boom. Hour says go on shopping run. Then at 90, paid that for Eagles on Thursday. Sold out now. Yeah, it's getting nuts right now. I mean, but it sounds like people are still buying. Are you still buying silver serpents?
Yeah, I just bought a Morgan dollar on for 59. I was the only bidder on that auction. I was surprised because I see Morgan selling for 65 all day long, and I got two silver quarters for 14 each. And then I got the Libertad and then Taglio Mint tribute. So I'm still buying. I just with these high prices, having moved from being off grid to in an apartment and the increased bills with rent and utilities, I'm having to kind of reevaluate how I'm buying. And so I'm thinking my strategy might be to stack cash until the end of each month and then try to pick up a couple of ounces at that time rather than buying or just like buy an ounce or two every time I get paid, kind of like I used to. But instead of
Mm-hmm.
buying 5 to 7 ounces like I was, I'll, buying one or two. Um, but I'm also being a lot more particular about what it is I am buying. Like I really want to like buy generics and stuff that I wouldn't mind selling or parting with or sending to FG in a silver trade for melts. Like I'm going to send him some of these kangaroos. I ended up paying for the last one he did, the Mortal Kombat in brass and silver, because I was a little reluctant to trade silver for silver, even though that was an option.
Yeah.
But with these higher prices now, I'm looking at like um just trading him silver for that Medusa bar he did for me. I'm gonna be sending that to him early this next week, and then I'm just gonna kind of wait for what I have already ordered when I got paid last week or yesterday to come in, and then trying to figure out what my budgeting is because I'll have to figure out how my because I get paid bi-weekly and I'll get
Mm-hmm.
paid 3 times in January, but I won't get paid again until the middle of February. So I have to plan around that end and the first of the month, and that'll give me a good baseline for figuring out, okay, well, how am I going to plan for my regular expenses and then figuring out what I have left over for metals after that.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes that's why I've been just focusing on, well, not focusing on, but it's just been the right time. I mean, with the GSR going so low, I've just been doing a lot of these swaps, a lot of these GSR swaps. And I told you all I'm getting that 2009 St. Gaudens, the ultra high relief. Coming on the way, and that's basically one of my last trades. I'm officially out of mid stack. I'm out of surface stack. At this point, everything that I have zero desire to trade, sell. But yeah, I've just been picking up a lot of gold, just trading a lot of the silver, and not so much that I didn't like the silver. For example, that sheet of the 30 pandas. I mean, that was a unique item. I don't know if I'll ever find that again for the price that I got it at. Actually, in fact, that panda, I think I shared before that that sheet of pandas I traded two. Here, let me find two of my lucky angel gold coins. I had five of them at one point. I traded two of them for the for the sheet of pandas. So here we go. I have this Oh, what is this weird stickiness from the? I don't know. Oh, it must have been from one of the other capsules. I don't know what. But anyways, so I had 5 of these Lucky Angel coins, 20 francs, and so I ended up trading 2 of these for that sheet of 30 pandas at the time. These were at the time going for about 580 each. So let me see. No. I think 630 because I remember it totaling out to be about $1,300 for the sheet. So anyways, they were right at spot, the sheet of pandas. And so now I traded them back for gold and I got I have the, St. Gaudens 2009 on the way. So I don't know. That's just, strategy, kind of playing the ratios, going back and forth. What do y'all think? Have any of you all traded silver for gold, gold for silver, back and forth? What about you, Silver Serpents?
This was my first time doing silver for gold. I didn't have any gold when the GSR was about 100, and I probably might have capitalized on that. But again, I picked up these roos when silver was climbing with the idea of trading them for gold, and then I've managed to do that with about half of the stack that I have here so far. But FG wants 4 of these for the Medusa bar that he did for me, so that leaves me another 5 or so to maybe trade off. I'll be going to Albuquerque again around the end of the month, and so maybe I might try to pick up another 10th ounce of gold, or I'm not too sure if I should hold on to it, because if silver is being reevaluated higher, I know the U.S. Mint suspended orders, and if we're going to push up over 100, then I might hold off the trade for more gold for another month or so until to see where the GSR ends up, because I don't really have much of a surface stack. Like, I forget who said that, everything they have is deep stack, because a lot of what I have is so different. I have, different coins and rounds, a lot from Niue, from St. Helena, some things like, I know the Legendary Warrior series was popular to some people, the Route 66 rounds. And so I don't really have a lot of duplicates. And then buying on the secondary market, I've been able to almost handpick every piece that I've added into my collection. And so it's almost more of a collection than it is a stack. Even these ultra high relief 2-ounce rounds, I got these for, I think, like 75 to $80 each. But I know that they're low mintage, that and with the right buyer, they'd probably sell pretty well. But it's not really something that I'm like looking to get rid of right now. So as far as surface stack, I guess that's maybe where I've been at, is like I want to acquire a surface stack that I can feel comfortable liquidating or trading, and not feel like I'm letting go of anything that I would enjoy holding on to long term. Like these wedge-tailed eagles are ones I might consider trading, but I know that they have a good collector base as well, and being backdates. If I list these up on PMs for sale or Facebook, I can probably find a good buyer for, maybe a couple bucks over spot. But at the same time, I'm not going to complete the date run or specifically look for any more, but they're really beautiful coins that I'm kind of like, do I really want to get rid of them? So, but that's what I'm kind of leaning towards in my stacking strategy.
Yeah, I think that was
more stack and less collection and more stacker.
man, that's awesome, dude. I love that one. That's cool, bro. I love that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And
Very
again,
cool.
From Niue as well, and I think it's the New Zealand or the Australian Mint that makes a lot of coins for Niue. But again, they get the licenses for like Aladdin, for Ghostbusters, for Jurassic Park, and so I've gotten a lot of different coins and rounds that I'm, if I had 25, 30 of the same thing, I would be a lot more about trading for gold at this moment. But I kind of like to build a deep stack, or what I consider like my base stack as far as weight. I'm just over 200 ounces of silver in less than a year. But
nice.
I knew that that was an unsustainable pace because I was working 7 days a week for a couple months straight. I was still living off grid. I didn't have any regular expenses. And so I just, with what I was hearing, the deficit, the industrial demand, and the price of silver slowly creeping upward, I just started buying as much as I could, figuring get it now before it becomes, too expensive.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't regret it. But if silver crashes even down to half of its price, I'm still in the black on everything that I've purchased. I'm averaging about $44 an ounce, and that even
Nice.
includes these, really high premium Libertads. And like I said, some of these I paid close to $100 for, even when
Yeah.
silver was $35 an ounce.
Well, I mean, get what you like, right? I
Oh
mean,
yeah, of course. These
it's
these will
like,
be things I'll hold on to, or I'll pass it on to my niece, unless I have kids of my own. So these, something like this will be a lifelong collection item that I remember my grandma used to have. Like a display case in the corner of her house, and she would collect angel figurines. And so if I do something like that and have silver set up, then these coins and like my FG pores will find a home in there where they'll be on display, and hopefully, they'll be cherished by my heirs as much as they were by me, and not just, sold off or liquidated as, oh, well, grandpa said this was silver, so let's just get rid of it.
yeah, y'all remember that 3 ounce wedge tail eagle that I got? I got a really good deal on it. I got it on PMs for sale, and I really liked it. Was proof. It's beautiful, but man, that monarch on the back, I'm telling you right now, the monarch on the back is just either I need to figure out a sticker that I can put back there so that I can keep these pieces, but I ended up selling it, and then I just put it into my gold buys and some of these other pieces that I've been picking up. But let's see. Let me go back a little bit. So Tony says, beautiful bird in the wild was in ounces, 1974.75. Daydreamer, thanks for joining us, buddy. Good to see you. 1,000 there. He's checking in while he's working. Very cool, man. But if you do want to jump on, let us know. I'll send you the link. Boom Hour says, went from 92 to 173 in 2 hours on Friday in the U.S. Mint. How's that for? How's that for a crystal ball? Let's see. Roadkill says, yeah, I've got that 2019 Wedgetail Eagle, but the 5 ounces one on eBay for like 2,000. They're crazy. Yeah, that 3 ounce one was nice, but that I'm telling you, the Monarch on the back, I don't either. I either need to get over it or I don't know, but it's just the Monarch is just so ugly. I prefer the Queen. Tony says, amazing boom hour. Roadkill says that's my problem. Everything in my stack is my team stack. I couldn't get rid of one piece. I mean, I'm with you, buddy, but I like to play the ratio bit just because the prices right now. So there's that whole. So let's talk about it, right? So they say that when the GSR is over 100, that you want to be buying, or 100 to 1, right? 100 ounces of silver to 1, you want to be buying silver. And then when it gets below 50 or 55 or 60-ish, whatever, then you want to be buying gold. But with where things are headed, it almost sounds like silver is not going to be going down anytime soon. So I don't know. That's why in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to pivot. And so, and then of course, got my little FOMO pieces. Got my FOMO pieces. I did trade, play the GSR, got this guy. But just finding deals, like I said, I went on eBay, got these little guys, and I would not recommend people buying on eBay. I mean, obviously do your due diligence, not financial advice, but I got these at a really good deal because they're cool. Mexican silver, y'all know that I love Mexican silver, timeless, whatever. But there's also, and then I went on PMs for sale, picked up 10 more of these. So it's just, trying to find different strategies that work for everyone's budget, everyone's stacking journey. So for example, if let's say that I only had 100 ounces of silver and I had maybe, I don't know, let's just say this, I only had this pre-33 gold. So let's say I had 100 ounces of silver still, or not even 100. Let's say I had 50 ounces of silver and just this gold. My strategy would probably be focusing more on silver and then later on converting to gold, just because gold is just so high, or maybe sticking to fractional. So like, let's say maybe 1 gram, 1/10, finding those bars that are maybe 2 grams, 2.5 grams or something like that. And then like, for example, here, I'll show y'all this one. So like now, obviously, I'm showing you something that has some hefty premium, but this is a 2 gram Geiger bar. So maybe buying 2 grams instead of buying the, 1/10 or whatever or quarter-ounce gold. So yeah, maybe focusing on fractional, smaller gold. Maybe some 50 cent. Let's see what we got here. Maybe some Habs. Let's see some of these guys instead. Oops, I don't want to mess with that one. It's a proof one. I don't want to be putting my paws all over that, all over that one here. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Maybe some of these, some Habs. So what is this? We got a Kennedy. Yesterday, Dub C was talking about these walkers. So I don't know. Maybe, my strategy, if I was just still getting started and I hadn't quite met my stacking goals, I'd probably be focusing on this kind of stuff, the very, very low premium stuff that people don't want. My understanding is that again, I don't do the LCS thing, but my understanding is that if you go into an LCS, they're paying $8 to $10 back of spot, and then they're selling it for spot plus whatever, or maybe a couple backs back to spot. But anyways, I understand this is not a popular right now, and so maybe if I was a newer stacker, I would be focusing on this stuff and smaller fractional gold. But so I don't know, just kind of depends on everyone's journey, where people are at. Daydreamer says, I used to trade junk silver for fractional gold, but now my LC, there we go. I was just saying that my LC, I didn't even see this. I was just, my LCS won't take them, or they would be way back of spot. Exactly. Makes me rethink of being light on 90%. Yeah. So I think I told you all that I was in a frenzy in the last few months with all this movement, and I liquidated a bunch of my 90%. So I'm pretty much down to just about 30 face value. Let's see what else I got. And then I've been picking up the Mexican kind of, not 90%, but Mexican, I guess, junk. Let me see. Just got this other Mexican junk.
I only have like $6 or $7 face value of constant 90% silver.
Yeah, like let's see,
quarters and like $6 silver.
So I used to have a full tube of 20 Morgan dollars, and then I had a tube of 20 Peace dollars, and that was kind of, just for me, a nice little base. And then I had a bunch of, halves, because I really like halves. I like dimes. I think at one point I had about 50 face value of Mercury dimes. And I think in total I was right around 300 face value of 90%. For me, that was a nice base. I wanted to have a nice little base of 90%, have some, American Silver Eagles and just other stuff. But then the GSR happened. And now I have officially gotten rid of most of my 90%. A bunch of my first surface stack is gone. Oh, Thousandaire wants the link. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
You can mock my slick Mercury dime.
Here you go, buddy. This is for Thousandaire. Jump on in, buddy. Let me know when you're in, and I will let you in on the stage. So let me catch up on some of these real quick while Thousandaire jumps on. Let's see. So we're talking 90%. Let me go back. Sorry, y'all. If I missed any, I apologize. What? Dub C? Come on. Dub C's joining my live stream. Come on. Dub C, good to see you, man. He says, howdy, Serpents and Kalilo. Good to see you, buddy. I don't have the radio voice like you do. I'm working on it. My wife says you have the best voice of all the streamers. She says you sound like a radio voice. And so that's why the other day I was like, do your radio thing. And then my wife was super happy. Let's see. Boom Hour says, buy any 90%. It's a bargain now. Stack it. Hi, my friends. You all thank me later. Yeah, buddy. I mean, let's see. Did we get Thousandaire in here yet? The Kansas Kid, what's going on? All the heavy hitters are joining in. We got Dub C, got the Kansas Kid, we got Thousandaire about to jump on to the stage here in a second. That's awesome. Let's see. What's going on, Kansas Kid? How's your day, buddy? Who else we got? Howdy. Boom, boom, boom. Let's
Drop them
see.
like that. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Very, very cool. Now, can I have a third person? Because I've never. I'm still, you know.
I I want to say yes. I when I've joined in on some of Thousandaires big multi-person streams, it says they can be up to like 9 or 10 people on stage at once. But I am not sure.
All right, all right. Yeah, Dub C. Yeah, yeah. This is a Saturday stream just for fun. Having a good time talking metals with all the homies. So everybody gets a blue. If you don't have a blue, let me know. Let me see. Making
Couple
sure
more
everybody
minutes.
gets blue today because it's a fun Saturday. We're talking metals, just having a good time, shooting the breeze, talking about, you know, uh, Kansas Kid says it's been a nice Saturday. Yeah, it has been, right? It's the new year. It's January 17th. Got a holiday on Monday, at least a holiday for me. So I get the day off. A nice little long 3-day weekend for me. Let me see. Do we got 1,000 there yet? Dub C. My man. So see, I'm like super giddy because I'm a fanboy of Dub C. I'm a fanboy of the Kansas Kid. I'm a fanboy of all these people here in the chat because, just like
Yeah,
hanging out.
likewise.
So where were we? Where were we? I got all I got all fanboy and I lost my train of thought. We were talking about 90%. Let's see. Roadkill says I did the same. I traded all my 90% for gold back when it was like 60 to 1. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I couldn't I was so tempted. I'm sorry, y'all. The businessman in me could not say no. I flew too close to the sun and I just I couldn't say no. And here's the thing, there was just some really, really good deals. So for example, here, let me bust this guy out. Let's see. So these are all here. I'll share this with y'all. Put this on the big screen. Thousandaire, send a chat if something's going on and you're in the backstage so I can bring you on. So yeah, so check this out. This is all trading silver. Just decided it was time, like this beautiful buffalo, this maple $5 liberty. This is all silver that I've just traded in like the last month or so. Playing the ratio. It's just too tempting not to do it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I mean, at least I'm not turning it into fiat. What do you think, Silver Serpents?
Yeah, definitely. I would say better to move from one thing into another. If you were going to hold cash, I wouldn't want to hold it for more than a year or a couple months. I'm definitely wanting to stack up a little bit of the dry powder on my end. So when I see a nice deal or a small lot of silver that's just outside of my budget, and instead of being like, I'm missing out on um, being able to buy more than just 2 ounces at a time. And that's part of like my strategy with my finances towards the end of this month is kind of like sit down and plan and be like, okay, get a schedule for my bills and everything, and then figure out, okay, when will I have money that I can spend, and then at that time figure out how much I want to budget into metals versus keeping on hand.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and so Sean Leslie says, I've only been stacking 9 months. My whole stack is my deep stack. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've been, not to say that I've been stacking for a really long time, but I started in 2020. I dipped my toe during the cough. We get to 2021, and then I really got into it because then I learned about PMs for sale, and y'all have heard that story a bunch of times. Yeah, I just, I got into it and, I just started watching all the videos, right? I was watching Blue Collar, Vegas. I was watching, who is it? What's his name? Silver Dragons, Yankee Stacking, like all those different ones, watching the smaller channels, just learning all that I could and understanding, and of course, reading, figuring it out. Tony Begg says, fiat is only good for paying taxes. Give the government their own rubbish. Well said, my friend. Well said. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, starting. So I've been officially a stacker. I want to say let's go 4 or 5 years or so, and so I was just learning all of the various strategies. And I'm a business minded person, right? Like one of my degrees is in business, so you know. And then of course I studied theology, studied psychology, but you know I trying to figure out what's the best strategy. And you know I know my money. The first thing I did, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, before I even dipped my toe, I made sure that I got out of debt. You know, I did the whole Dave Ramsey thing, get out of debt. I don't like credit cards. I actually don't even have a credit card. I don't have social media. This is as social media as I get. This and Reddit, but I only use Reddit for PMs for sale. Yeah, I just, you know, do the basics, fundamentals, no debt. Stay away from any consumer debt. The only debt I have is my mortgage. And then make sure I had my emergency fund good to go. And I'm contributing to my 401k, retirement, to each their own, whatever you have. But once all of that has been done, then I'm starting, or then I, you know, started to put money into metals. And the other thing too is not having debt, consumer debt, staying away from the nonsense. It allowed me to just stack faster than I normally would. So oh, look who we have. He is joining us officially. Thousandaire. What up, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Good to see you. Are you still at work?
Yeah. I'm having like technical issues here, and I'm like, whatever. I don't care if they fire me. I'm kind of hood rich.
Yes, it's upper poor time, upper poor life. It's all good, man.
Yeah, man. I wish I could make it on your show, but pretty soon when I don't work on weekends, we'll do something.
Yeah, all good, man. No worry. Silver Serpent stepped in. You know, he's out here in these streets off grid joining us. So like I said, this is so cool because again, like I was saying before, if I wasn't doing this live, I would be looking for other content to watch.
Oh, dude, these things are great. I mean, if you're monetized, it kind of kills your channel a bit, but you can gain support, subscribers. Yeah, it solidifies relationships that you already have.
Yeah, that's right. And again, like one of my favorite people that I've met so far has been, of course, you, because I'm a huge fan. Like when I was talking about the whole, you know, my journey of becoming a stacker, or whatever. But Dub C, and I got to do a live with him. My wife laughs because I'm a huge fan of his. Like I super fanboy over him because he's very smart, and I really appreciate and respect people who are smart. And he's been in the business for 30, 40 years, he said. So, you know, and he's a pro. And so I really admire people that have high IQs. I just do.
Dude, dude, dumb rivals evil. In fact, I think dumb is probably even worse than evil. Dumb hurts a lot more people than evil does. So, I'm with you.
Yeah, buddy. So what's going on, man? So what are you doing? You're on a break, or you just wrapped up the work day? Uh-oh, I think we might have lost him.
Thousandaire?
My work's not that big of a deal. My life's a break.
Nice.
Okay, I'm probably in a bad area. Okay, how about now?
Oh, you're good. You're good,
now?
buddy. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah,
That's better.
yeah. My life's a break, so it's not that bad. Like I never worked hard. I just worked a lot, and now I don't work a lot, so it's nice.
Very cool.
Yeah. I made some deals today.
What you got? What did you get in the LCS? The not so LCS?
Put some sell orders in for the physical, and yeah, so I'll be even more hood rich sometime next week when I carry them out. Yeah, I had to dump a little bit. Just in case. I mean, yeah, dude, you look at the chart, right?
Yeah.
It's a straight line up. It's a straight line up, and I'm not gonna stop stacking or anything. But I mean, decompress a little bit of my stack out. More than doubling your money, there's no shame.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I've done some pretty heavy. I probably in the last 3 weeks, I've already liquidated about 100 ounces of silver. And then the last 50, I told my wife, I promised her this would be my last big trade probably for 2026 because I'm officially out of surface stack. I'm out of mid stack. At this point, I have no more. So
yeah, I started calling it the speculative portion of my stack.
Yep. Yeah, it's I'm done at this point, but I cannot wait to show you all the Oh, go ahead, servants.
I was gonna say, I'm almost done too. I'm gonna send some of this off to FG in a silver trade, and I'm debating just sending him off the other 5 ounces and saying, hold on to this until I commission you for something else. I'm not sure if he's down for that or not, but I'll talk to him over email. But I'm only gonna have 5 ounces in my surface stack left out of 21.
I mean, and that doesn't necessarily mean that the GSR won't go back. It doesn't just stay this way forever. So I'm sure at some point it'll go right on back, and then we'll be back to a different, I don't know, different currency. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
the GSR can survive, and can look relatively the same even if both metals are down.
Yeah.
It's the ratio between gold and silver. It's not the ratio between them and cash.
Yeah, that's right.
The ratio between them and cash is exploding wide.
Boom says, no, should be buying, not selling. Hey, you know what? I hear you. I hear you, buddy. I'm still buying, obviously. Like I said before, after having that live with Dub C, I felt like I didn't have enough of these. I went and they're only like $30 each. They're about 34, 35 melt. And I was able to find some really good deals. So I was like, you know what? Let me add some more of these little guys. They're really cool to hold.
About the time I bought those other 1 pesos from that guy for $2 each, I think if I remember right, he might have had those Cap and Ray pesos for $26 each, and that would have been right before New Year's, or maybe a week ago. I can't really remember. He was definitely offering them below melt for Mexican junk silver. Like I think he had one of these Olympic coins for like 35 when melt is 40 or 42. These were $2 each for the 1 peso. The Cap and Ray 1938, I think it.
Yeah.
38 or something. Those were like $26 or $28 a piece. So he was offering them a couple dollars under melt at that time. But
Man, I would have been all over those for sure.
yeah, I had just gone through Christmas and buying. I think I sent FG money for the Mortal Kombat rounds, and so
nice.
I was around the end of the year. And this one came out.
Oh, so you're the one that got the Mortal Kombat round. Why did I forget that?
Yeah, and this is 3.1 ounces of silver here in this round.
How many ounces? 3.5?
3.1.
Oh, 3.1. I bet that feels nice and heavy.
Yeah. It's definitely heavy. I really like 2 ounces as far as probably my favorite size as far as the dimensions and the weight, the feel in the hand, and the detail on the coin over the 1 ounce. But this 3 ounce, it feels really nice.
Yeah, exactly. The Kansas kid. Looks like we lost 1,000 there.
And I was gonna say, was it Sean Leslie again? Like I've only been stacking about 10 months. No, since May, so that's 8.5, about that 9 months as well. So more or less everything is my deep stack. I've only ever sold 3 ounces that I did something else with the cash. Everything I did recently at my LCS, I moved directly into gold.
Yeah, let's compare. We're comparing FG pours, man. This right here, that you remember that round that you just showed, the one with the ugly monarch on the back, the TMNT 40 year whatever. I wanted the 2 ounce silver because it's cool. It was like really expensive, high premium, but I'm like, man, just the monarch is so disgusting. And so, anyways, FG is a G. He's a wizard, just like Kansas Kid says. And so told him to hook me up, sent him a picture of what I was hoping to get. And I mean, I don't know if y'all can tell because I grew up, I'm an 80s kid, grew up in the 90s. I mean, y'all can tell, love me some Ninja Turtles, right? So so decided, hey, hook it up, and he did. Let's see, where's this other one?
My only regret with my FG course, and it's nothing about his work, is that I wish I would have sent him pictures of the musicians that I personally took when I saw them in concert. Instead of just doing a Google search for a picture and saying, I want this picture of this musician, I'd say, I want this picture I took of this musician performing when I saw them at this concert in this year or whatever.
You know what? You just gave me another good idea. another good idea because I'm not really big into concerts and stuff. I'm just not. Not one of those people. But there's one that you know, like is like an idol for me, and that's Carlos Santana. Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
And I have gone front row VIP in a couple of his performances here when he comes to my area. And you know what? And I have a bunch of pictures of him. Maybe I can find something to send to FG.
That would be really cool.
That's a great idea. I don't know, chat. What do you think? Chime in, chat. Tell me what y'all think. Is that something I should do? Carlos Santana pour?
And then that's even more personalized because not only is it made for you a one of one, but it's from a picture that you took yourself as well.
Oh, Kansas Kid is asking, is it Buckethead or Slash? I think that's Slash, right? In your pour there?
It's Buckethead.
Oh, nice.
He did play with Guns N' Roses when they did their Chinese Democracy album for a couple years, but and he appeared with the Guns N' Roses at the MTV Video Music Awards one year. But no, this is Buckethead. He's his own like one man musician band. He's got lately he's been releasing a series of like mini albums that are about a half an hour long. He's called Pikes, Pikes, and I think he's got close to 700 of those albums released. He's just been cranking out music almost nonstop for like the last 5 or 6 years. It's
wow. Wow. I just wanted to say real quick, y'all, again, thank you all for being here. I'm not wrapping up. I just wanted to take a minute to just say there's 17 people watching. Please like and subscribe. Please subscribe to Silver Serpent. Subscribe to me. I really appreciate it. We do this for fun and the passion. I have zero desire to get monetized. I have zero desire to go get sponsors. In fact, the only sponsor I've ever really had was Silver, my love, who decided to hook it up and to donate this to give on the 500 subscriber giveaway. So just remember, 500 subscribers, somebody's going to get this. I'm going to do some gold backs and then a specially made item that I'm going to make myself and I'm going to start giving out. And once I run out, and that's it. It's a very, very personal to me. And I did want to touch on this real quick. So I want to talk smack a little bit, y'all. I want to talk smack. I'm not trying to create contentiousness in the stacking community, but I want to talk smack because, okay, we all know Yankee stacking, and I finally have a platform, and I want to vent. Okay, I'm gonna vent, so just bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. So Yankee stacking. Yes, Tim is awesome. Whatever, it's fine. We all love him. You know, he's salt of the earth. I get it. But if you all ever notice, whenever Tim talks about the 50 pesos centenarios, he kind of like makes a stink face, like maybe he has a little bit of, I don't know, prejudice or bias or I don't know. But he makes a stink face. And in the last video that Yankee did, he was talking about, he's like, well, I have these. And he made a face and he's like, he acted like these are just like nonsense. And bro, 50 pesos are some of the coolest coins, especially if you've ever held one. And he just kind of like, I don't know, it kind of shuns Mexican silver. I don't know if it's because it's Mexican or because it's 22 karat. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and judge him, but he kind of like just rubs he like shuns the silver, kind of, you know, puts his nose up at it. And so anyways, I just wanted to talk smack a little bit because I'm just like, yo, I love me some Mexican silver. I love me some Mexican gold. I'm proud to be a Mexican American Chicano Latino. And so, you know, if I had an LCS, I would be totally hustling some silver and gold. But anyways, I'm not judging him. It's his business. He can do whatever the heck he wants. But I just noticed that whenever he brings up these 50 pesos, he kind of like, oh, well, I have these. And he just kind of makes it like they're nothing. And I'm like, yo, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, what do people think? What do you think, Silver Serpents?
I don't know. I think they're beautiful and gorgeous. When I heard that one of the shops in Albuquerque had a 50 pesos, my jaw almost hit the floor, but then my heart sank as well because I knew it was out of my budget. And although I had my entire stack with me, like I'm not willing to part with that much of my silver for at this time. And I definitely don't have the cash to pay for one out of pocket right now. So, but yeah. I would say it was you and Dubs here that really got me, and then these higher prices too. Like, with buying junk silver, but you guys have kind of really turned me on to the Mexican pesos. And
Well,
so,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you got LCSs, and again, see, I'm not an LCS dude, so maybe I shouldn't be talking so much smack about him. But for the people who do go into LCSs, maybe you can find these at spot, under spot. Maybe they're not as desirable. You all know my love for it. So if I did walk into an LCS and I saw stuff either at or under, I would probably go to the bank, get a bunch of cash, and buy it all. That's what I would do. So let's see real quick. Let me catch up on the chat. Sublime Mad Dog says, I love the Mexican silver. Have a 1948 cinco pesos pocket piece. Heck yeah, dude. The Cuauhtemoc. Heck yeah, man. Those are beautiful. Dub C says, pretty sure that's a Daniel Carr gold piece silver serpents. Kansas Kid says, I like all Mexican silver. Let me see, at these prices I like everything. Yeah, same. Tony Bag cost me 75. Look at this Tony Bag juggernaut. I think if anybody wins an award this week, on if I could give like a virtual award, Tony Bag, you officially win this week's award for awesome GSR swap. Cost me 75 maples in Britannia's. Heck yeah, worth it, buddy. I would so get rid of 75 Britannia's mix and maples for 50 pesos. And I would not be like, shunning my nose at this. This is a beautiful piece. It's timeless. Even if it's a restrike, I don't care. These are beautiful pieces. It's a nice, big, heavy piece of gold. I only have 5 of these bad boys. I wish I had more. And I think five is about all I'll ever have, So for now. So anyways, that's just me throwing a little bit of shade because I didn't like that he makes it seem like they're just undesirable. It's undesirable gold. I think it's beautiful gold.
I agree with you in that, like, yeah, that's definitely beautiful gold. And like when I had heard about him talking about how anything foreign he would get, like the Perth mint gold, and he just send it to the refiner for melting, and I'm just the collector in me. I love the designs, and I'm like, that's like, if you were to offer that even like 10 or 20 below spot, and if he did any sort of online sales too, I mean, he could probably increase his customer base quite a bit. But being it's just him and the store, I can see that being a lot of headache with the logistics of tracking orders, taking payments, and shipping things out versus, what he's doing now has probably been working for him in that market for, for a while.
Yeah, Daydreamer says Mexican silver is awesome. The fact that Mexico was the first and the oldest mint on this side of the world is something to appreciate. Yeah, I 1000% agree. Dub C also agrees, Daydreamer. Sean Leslie says Mexico has a lot, and I mean a lot, of physical silver. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, here's the thing. I'm not trying to create a bunch of like conflict or whatever. And again, salt of the earth. I liked him. I think he's a beautiful, beautiful, special person. But I still like American stuff. I just picked this up. Super special to me because I didn't have one, and I was super FOMO'd out over over Jaime Gonzalez and Thousandaire. But I also love me some Mexican gold, and you know what? I also even love me some Geiger. Some German gold. I like it all. Honestly, I don't discriminate. I like it all. If it's gold, silver, this is, in my opinion, real money. I think this is the stuff that actually holds its value. Earlier, Silver Serpents, you said, if you have fiat, you'll only hold it for like a year or whatever. Yeah, I don't even hold it for more than like a week. As soon as I get paid, it goes where it's supposed to, and it either turns into metals or goes into my retirement account. But I just do not hold fiat outside of my emergency fund.
Yeah, I kind of want to build up an emergency fund because I don't have one in cash quite yet. And so maybe that's why I'm talking about like building up a little bit of a base of dry powder. But yeah, lately, or at least since I started buying silver, I get paid. I've been taking care of what I need to, and then like almost everything else, almost all of my expendable income goes into metals. And then like I'm not necessarily, I'm like cheaping out on food a little bit, and then just covering my gas. And so like I remember there was this one meme I saved during the cough. It was like, I just bought a new pew pew. Let me see if I have enough to eat. And the guy's like counting quarters and change on the countertop. And I was, so I was kind of me for a little bit. I was like, okay, I looking back, I averaged about an ounce a day from when I started buying silver in the beginning of May until the end of the year.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
including
man.
everything I just traded, which was only 14 ounces, and everything I have yet to unbox. I've probably got over 250 ounces of silver. And so I'm like a little blown away. I'm like, holy shit! I did that in 9 months, over an ounce a day. And for a while there, I was buying 10 ounces a week on the weekend. As I would making about $800, 850 a week,
Yeah.
and so I would put like $600, 550 to 600 into silver. Between my paychecks, my side work was keeping me going, and I would still pick up 5 or 7 ounces on the weekends. And then when I would get paid, I would buy, big lots. And so that's why some of my earlier unboxings, I've got like 5 or 6 coins in a single envelope. And for a while there, I was holding on to some of those until I was kind of like my purchases were becoming a little more infrequent. And so I was kind of like holding on to them all to just kind of keep creating content. And like, I've got this box here. This is a lot of what I was buying in October, November. It's got about 11 ounces in it. Another box from the same seller was early to mid December. And then this one guy I was buying more maples and libertads from, and it's just got the 5 ounce bar in it. It's got probably got, I think there's 14 ounces in this brown box. One of these
Nice.
has 11 ounces, and then the other one has like 2.5 or something. I got 2 ounces, a couple of tenths, and some grams. So, and
Let's
that
go.
was for Christmas.
Love it. Daydreamer says, wife and I just got back from our local butcher and got meat from a cow that was ground yesterday, straight up from farm to kitchen. Heck yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Shoot, get some
Um,
good
yeah,
food. And especially, so to your point, serpents, keeping costs low so you can stack. If you like to cook, so I think I had mentioned before on previous streams and even videos, I used to do what's it called, helping people like with their debt and stuff like that. And I did it for fun just because I really wanted to help people, whatever. But that was the thing that most people spend money on, is going out to eat. And again, I genuinely believe the system that we live in, tells you, oh, go buy this, to this restaurant, and you have advertisements and you have pop-up ads on whatever social media platform you're on. So it's like programming you to buy a bunch of nonsense and food you don't need. But if you're someone like me and you like to cook and you're kind of not a picky eater, but you just you know what you like, right? So if you like to cook, or even Thousandaire, he uses his pressure cooker, his Instant Pot. So anyways, all that to say, I'll try to make it brief. If you can just cook at home, cook for yourself, that will save you a bunch of money, probably at least 20 to 30% of outgoing costs, right?
yeah,
Yeah, and I'm one of those people that I always try to find ways to save as much as possible. I make a decent living in doing what I do. I really, really enjoy what I do. But and I make a good living, and I could be buying filet mignon and doing all of that. But I just, I'm just a humble dude. I just like to live very just basic. I don't need a lot. But what I do is I put my money in gold and silver, because to me this is just real value, real money. It retains its purchasing power. It's beautiful to look at. There's variety is the spice of life. If somebody ever asks me what's your favorite silver, my favorite silver is new silver. What's your favorite gold? New gold. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't know. I would like to, because this is what I'm into. This is for me. This is like the one thing that I've been doing that hasn't gotten boring. And then when I hear people like Dub C, who's been doing this for 40 years, 30, 40 years, whatever, that tells me that it doesn't go out of style. You know what I mean? So, anyways, yeah, all that to say, is there anybody in the chat that you all do to cut corners, to save money? I mean, as a community, is there something you can share with each other? Like I said, for me, the easiest thing is to just cook at home. And my wife, she likes seafood. She's Filipina. She likes rice, so she just likes really, really humble cooking, nothing fancy. Daydreamer says, what we got here? Put this up. He says, yep, my wife makes some amazing. Oh, there we go. From the Filipino to Italian, it's all amazing. Sometimes we grow our own stuff to do hydroponics. Nice, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much you can do. One year I did a full garden. I had jalapenos, I had tomatoes, I had onions, I had bell peppers, potatoes. I did a full garden one year. I actually even planted San Marzano tomatoes because I love Italian cooking. And I planted my own San Marzanos, and there were so many beautiful tomatoes. I ended up making a bunch of tomato sauce. Well, I guess for the real Italians, it's gravy. I love cooking shows, y'all. I'm like really into cooking. If I was going to ever do any other content, it would not, aside from stacking, it would be cooking stuff. But I love to cook. What you got there, buddy? Oh, is that the Perth Mint Dragons? What year are those? Or they're snakes.
This one is. They also have like a lunar series of bars that started in 2024. So these ones are just typical bars. They got the swan on the back. These two here. But I do have the dragon bar coins too.
Nice. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
I should have them all in my possession. I haven't opened them all up. Like, and one of those white boxes I showed, I have a 2020. This one's a 23.
Nice.
This one took me a while to track down. I've got the 2022. 2 of the 2021s. Where's the other one? I'm missing a bar. And then 2 of the 2018s.
Nice. Let me catch up real quick. So Daydreamer says, yeah, my wife makes some amazing. Oh yeah, I read that one. Daydreamer says, love some growing bell peppers. Last season grew a lot of lemongrass. Very nice. Yeah, my wife loves lemongrass for her soups. Boom hour casserole soup saves times and money. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you can cook at home, you'll save so much money. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with treating yourself, whatever. And again, teach their own. I'm not telling people how to spend their money. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just saying that, me as a stacker, that's what I like to do. Let's see. So Sean Leslie says, I've just been consistent. Sometimes 1 ounce, 5 ounces, but consistently. I'm not rich guy. So some weeks 1 ounce, but it's something. Yeah, same here. I'm not a rich dude. I just, like to consistently because I love it. Something I really enjoy. Sublime Mad Dog says, I donate what? I donate plasma and make an extra 110, 130 a week for some extra spending cash on silver and to have for an emergency fund. Wow, look at you. I think you win. I was trying to see who does like the most extreme thing. He's donating his his body. He's donating his body juices. It's crazy, man. Sublime Mad Dog. So just like Tony Begg won the award for the GSR swap, I think you won the award for what's the most the most interesting thing you could do to save money and cut costs down so you can buy metals. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. Tony Begg. That's hilarious. Tony says pretty good results, Sean Leslie. Consistency clearly works. Yeah, that's the thing. And that's one of the things that I've learned in this journey of like financial literacy and, personal finance is that, consistency is key. Slow and steady wins the race. You don't have to go too fast, just a little bit at a time. Kafun Cater says, Leslie, you're on track little by little. Yeah, that's right. Mad Dog's cracking up about the whole plasma thing. That's crazy, man. You're just giving away your life your life force. Giving away your life force juices for metals. That's pretty bold, man. I love it. Donating blood 4 times a year. Yo. That's what I'm saying, man. Oh, I think there was what was that movie? There was a movie. I'm sure somebody will remember what the movie was, where they're like in the future and you can buy like synthetic body parts or organs, but if you don't pay it back or something like that,
I know. That's the repo, the genetic opera.
Yes. And then they can
pay for organ transplants, and if you don't pay, they repossess the organs.
Yeah, and they Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, yo, are we gonna get to a point where people are like hawking their body parts, buying silver? I don't know. That's crazy. Boom
One
hour
thing I
says,
thought was really cool, I'd heard of years ago, and I probably got killed because it was actually a good thing. But they were harvesting plasma and stem cells from a patient's blood, and then culturing the stem cells, and then essentially activating them and 3D printing organs grown from a patient's own DNA and stem cells. So, like, if you
wow.
needed a heart or a liver or a kidney, they could almost like they would 3D print a goo in the shape and then like get those cells to stimulate them in whatever stage, however they needed to grow and become the organ that they wanted or needed.
Yeah, exactly, Daydreamer. How dystopian would that be if that happened? Well, see, that's what I'm saying. So earlier on the Saturday morning stream with Vegas, and I think was that pajama stacking, I believe, was on the stage. We're talking about we're talking about crypto and all of that stuff, and I'm like, one of the things that I like to read that interests me is the quantum computing, because that's we're all everybody's talking about AI right now and Nvidia and all of that, but what about quantum computing? They're making some great. I believe they liken the advancement in quantum computing to the arms race. They're literally saying that behind the scenes. If again, it's not on the mainstream. It's not going to be on social media. You got to kind of do your own research. But what I pay attention to, these sources say that they are literally looking at quantum computing as the modern day arms race. And I know that that's what they were saying about AI, but if you've all read what quantum computing is and does, and just I think one of the stats that I read, and I'm sure I'm going to butcher this. Somebody can fact check me because we have access to the Google. But there was one stat that said there was like some sort of query that the quantum computer did. I believe it was by IBM, and it did it in a matter of seconds, what our supercomputers would take, I think, something like 70 years or something like that to do. And that the quantum computer did it in a matter of seconds. Now, just again, if I butchered the statistics, forgive me, but I mean, let's just say that it was an equation or some kind of computation that would take 1 month to do. But this system did it in a matter of minutes, or let's just say hours. Still, that just means how fast technology is moving and changing. So anyways, all of that to say, I genuinely think that quantum computing is going to change the game for like crypto, for finance, maybe for the medical industry. I went down the rabbit hole on ChatGPT at one point, and it was asking it about quantum computing and what will happen. And basically what it spit out after me going down the rabbit hole, it said that the quantum computing, once it's dialed in, and it's it's what's it called, scalable or whatever, that the systems in AI are going to be so smart that humans aren't going to be able to keep up with it. That humans just are not going to be able to be as intelligent as AI and these quantum computing systems, and so that's going to be a problem. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's going to be a problem because what if the systems become sentient? I mean, we've all seen enough sci-fi movies to know once it becomes sentient, it becomes aggressive. So I don't know. What do y'all think? Am I just being a big nerd about this stuff?
No, I think that's a dangerous thing because once anything starts to pick up self-preservation or like outpace us in intelligence and find ways to like
Protect itself.
yeah, either sentience or self-preservation, but the both combined with an intelligence smarter and computation faster than any human can comprehend is stag-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it's jaw-dropping just to think about. I don't even have the word for it. It's like game over.
Game over. Game over, man. And not only that, I mean, we have all this talk about CBDCs and all this stuff that they're trying to do with the monetary system, the de-dollarization, blah blah blah. I mean, I don't know how much you all pay attention to that, but I pay attention because I like to be equipped. I may not be the smartest tool in the shed, but I like to at least, protect myself and keep myself ready. And, there's a lot of talks about who was it? I believe in the UK that they're looking to not monetize. They're looking to have access to the people's like 401ks and stuff to be able to pay their bills. I'm like, holy, can you imagine? Like just, you're saving your money the right way, you're doing the right things, and you're 20 years and you're about to maybe start drawing on your pension, and then all of a sudden that money's gone because the government doesn't know how to take care of their balance sheets. And so that's why I'm just very big on the metals. I'm very big gold, silver. You hold it. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. That's just, I don't know. What do y'all think? The chat's been very quiet.
I definitely feel like it's bad. I feel bad enough. I use my debit card for almost everything and like don't pay a lot of cash. But again, like I pay my bills and then I'm paying digitally to convert my fiat into metals. So I don't have a lot of extra cash, spending cash after that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of changing up that strategy a little bit just because I want to, I've been calling it like a cushion of cash, or like a little bit of, stack that, a little bit of dry powder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Build up like a 1 month of expenses thing, as well as, I kind of renegotiated the payments I'm making. I'm buying a half acre of land where kind of close to where my girl lives now and where she owns land. And
nice.
So I'll get out of my apartment and move over there and start building something, start building something while I live in the apartment, and then transition once I have, something comfortable set up, depending on the time of year, because once I stop paying rent and utilities, I can take that money and put it into materials to finish out building a structure for myself.
Yeah,
and
man.
If I get something I can winter in, then I'll be fine enough to live there full time and slowly add onto that one room at a time and build, from a shed into a house.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's important. Your own like sovereignty, your own freedom, have your own property, do your own thing, keep yourself protected. Daydreamer says, yeah, to me it gets to the rabbit hole thinking about our ancestors and what's to say that they had something that was their quantum computer that caused the destruction of their civilization. Hey, yeah, you're not wrong. I go down the rabbit hole on the monoliths all the time, how they can't really say what created the pyramids, and they're like that it was some sort of advanced ancient technology, advanced civilization. And I'm just like, man, I wonder what that was. He says, let's see, but hey, that might be too much 420 talk. Haha. Keep your ear open all around all types of conversations. He says, someone recently said that banks are now flagging $200. It was a credit card guy, but I'm just like, bro, this is getting 1984. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then Thousander says, serpents grew up playing that Minecraft.
No, that's not quite. That's a little after my time. I grew up playing Super Smash Brothers and
Super Smash Bros on the N64, or
yeah, on N64, and then Melee on GameCube, and that was a tradition between me, my brothers, and my cousins. We would always get together and have a Smash Brothers tournament, and then go play hide and go seek at one of the community schools after hours when it was dark.
So. Yeah, my favorite character on Super Smash Bros was the Metroid, the Shamus. Is it Shamus or Simus? I forget.
Samus.
Samus. Yeah, Metroid, man, I love that game.
I actually like to play Princess Zelda and then transform into Sheik because it was the fastest character, which I thought was interesting. Zelda herself is one of the slowest characters, but she has some of the most powerful attacks within the game. Where she can higher speed, but they're lower power attacks. And so, like, there's a very contrasting playing style between those two modes of the same character.
Yeah, 1,000 there. Just drop the link. I don't know what happened, but jump on back if you want to jump on back, buddy. Yeah, I like the Super. I grew up on this N64 playing GoldenEye. I liked that. What was that mode where you could use that alien gun and you could like find each other from like the other sides of the map.
Yeah, and the damn golden pistol one shot drop.
Yeah. What is Tony says? Tony Begg says Daydreamer, the Canadian TV series Continuum, was about a dystopian future that looks a lot like what we're headed for. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Shoot, you never know. Daydreamer says, yeah, you got to check that out. That's what's up. Let me see. He says, yeah, N64, bro. That and the alien parties for Halo. Yeah, we used to play
Yeah,
Halo.
I
Let me.
miss the
What
LA
about
party.
what about wrestling? Did y'all ever play the wrestling? Remember like Undertaker and Austin 316? Remember that N64 wrestling?
I remember, but I don't know if I played that one much. I would play, GoldenEye, Smash Bros, Mario Kart, eventually
Yeah.
Mario Party on GameCube.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Yeah, me and my buddies. So I used to do we used in after school, or well, we would skip school. I remember one time we skipped school for a whole day. All we did was play. We played the wrestling game. It was hella funny. It was back in the day.
yeah, and NFL Blitz was another one. It was like one of the first football games on any console, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love it. Love it. Where are we at? Thousand. Are you driving? If you want to join us, buddy, jump on in. Would love to have you back. What else? We're talking about like the dystopian stuff. But yeah, like technology, right? We just like never know where things are headed. And so, I mean, like I said, I'm just a stacker. I'm not a professional, not giving financial advice. I just like to be prepared, to be ready, because you just never know, what's that saying? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Yeah.
Daydreamer says, "Oh yeah, that was a throwback. Haha, I kept losing, so I stopped playing with my buddies. I was better at in Smash Bros. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there was some games that I was not the best at, but like right now, like I haven't played in a long time. I have a PS5, so I played a lot of Call of Duty, Black Ops. Black Ops is my favorite game, but it just got to be redundant. It just kind of got to be like the same thing over and over and over again, and it just got kind of boring. I mean, I was good at it, like not like an expert, but I just got bored. It's just like it seemed like it was the same thing over and over again. Yeah, I love those. I love those Dragon bars, those Perthmint Dragon bars. So, like I said, I've liquidated. I had 20, 30. I was trying to get 2 tubes at least to have for my deep stack, but like I said, I just the bug bit me, and I just had to liquidate them, and I turned them into gold, like an alchemist.
Nice. I'm working on. I have completed the date run, and I should have them all. Like I said, I think I've received them all. I just haven't opened them all. I
Yeah.
have a 2020. I remember now. I ended up buying duplicates of the 2022, and then bought the 23 right after I realized that, because I was missing that year. I bought, and then I have a 24 and a couple of the 2025s that just came out. But I was picking those up for $40 an ounce, from that guy in Colorado. So again, that's part of that mega box. Like, I was getting some Intaglio Mint rounds. They were releasing a Seven Deadly Sins series, so I got two.
Nice.
I got two of each design. I have some Intaglio Mint Libertad tributes. I have the Dragon bars. I have some other coins. I have an onza, a scale onza,
Hmm.
a couple of pesos, gold backs, a few copper pieces, and like everything I was buying from him from like July until the end of the year, when I told him, all right, I think I've got you paid up, mail me out. And it came in a medium flat rate box.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not even one of the, these little ones here. I mean, it's almost as big as my whole display rack right there. A big old box. I want to weigh it before I open it and be like, oh my God, it's like 5 pounds or something of metals inside.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, I need to like slow down a little bit. Not that, not to say that I'm not going to keep buying, but I've kind of been, like I said, last year was my year to go hard. I went hard in the paint last year. I think I want to say from about, and I've said this before, but from about February, March up until about June. I went very, very hard. Like I think I bought about gosh, I want to say, I know it was between 15K, 20K worth of metals. Like I actually bought. I just, my bonuses at work, my costs were really low at home. I was being really crazy. I think I was telling Thousand there. I was like, yeah, I was literally buying beans and rice. I was intermittent fasting. I just was like buying crazy amounts of silver because I just again saw the writing on the wall, and I'm glad I did it. And now it's funny because a lot of that silver has now become gold. So, so
Nice, yeah. I started buying probably about, like I said, at the end of May, and I was started researching and watching Silver Dragons, Yankee stacking, Mike Maloney and gold silver. I picked up, Salivate metal, Booty Girl stacking, um, Four Nines fine, and some of the other stacking channels.
yeah.
And the more I learned about the silver deficit and the suppression, and then seeing the price go up, I just kind of had a fear, like the FOMO was like, okay, I need to get as much as I can before the price goes up too much, and I can't afford very much
Hmm.
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it just, if you pay attention, and people who, if you unplug from the matrix a bit, think for yourself, there's a lot of information to learn. And I saw it as well. Like, for example, they keep talking about how this whole de-dollarization, and that they're trying to create a new currency, possibly CBDCs, or some sort of, I don't know, some kind of monetary system, possibly backed by gold. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know what they're going to do. I just know, like, you're buying property. That's smart, man. That's very, very smart. Me myself, I want to, I'm not in a super huge rush, but my hope is to have my house paid off in the next 3 to 5 years. But yeah, that's the only quote unquote debt I have, is my home. I want to be ready, and so I do prep a little bit. I'm not a hardcore prepper, but like today, this morning, my wife and I were having breakfast. She made some delicious Belgian waffles with blueberries, and we had just bought some like waffle mix. And I was like, you know what? Next time we go to the store, let's buy a couple extra bags of waffle mix, because you just never know. It's just good to have extras, right? We buy
Yeah.
extra rice, extra beans, extra canned foods, peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I've seen what's that show? Not zombie. What was the show? It was really popular with the zombies, and they were talking about how,
Was
peanut
it The Walking
butter. Walking Dead, yeah, yeah. Like, oh, peanut butter, and it made me think, like, if we were in a dystopian future, I love peanut butter. I would
Dead?
love to have me some peanut butter. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I digress. I digress.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we were definitely kind of doing that too, stocking dried rice and beans and canned food around that time, because living off grid only, as far as there's no utility service. We're about 15 miles outside of town, and there's a community well that we can go and pump water at. But out here at this location, it's solar panels and batteries for our electricity. We have cisterns for water storage. We specifically haul drinking water from town and filter it out here. Our heat is a wood stove right here, which needs cleaning and probably has some trash in there ready for burning. We cook with propane, and so sustainability was a big part of the location out here, as well as being outside of town and in a smaller community. Um, there's a lot more freedom, and then
Yeah.
in New Mexico too. I hate to say law enforcement is lazy, but we're a very high poverty, high crime state, high property crime. but like they're also not very concerned with people out here just A, living, or B, exercising our pew pew rights that are fall within the state law, which is outside of city limits and 150 yards away from any occupied structure or dwelling. You can discharge your pew pews on public lands, which I'm surrounded by out here, at least at this location.
Hmm.
And so, I could walk, right out of my front door, and I could fire directly to the east or to the south, and no, there's nothing there for miles.
Yeah. Daydreamer says, yeah, I just stopped buying dumb things before precious metals. I look back and realize how much I spent. Now I'm turning more into a minimalist. Don't need the next best thing all the time. Yeah, same here, man. I mean, well, it's funny. I think you all have heard me. I got on my soapbox about how there's this whole, I think there's like a YouTube documentary, these two guys talking about minimalism and making it sound like so, like, I don't know, like niche or mainstream. And when I was growing up, minimalism was called just being poor, yo. Like I grew up, we was poor. We didn't have a whole lot. So and it's just like, man, the world has gone full circle where now we've gotten so wealthy that it's the cool thing to act like you're poor. But the funny thing is that it's like you can't be poor. You have to be wealthy but act poor. Now that's what minimal. Man, I think for me it just means not going with the like I like the Millionaire Next Door book, right? Like that whole frame of thinking. Not keeping up with the Joneses, not buying crap that I don't need, the Labubus or whatever new thing is
Yeah.
out there. Just buying stuff that you need day to day, protecting yourself, being an everyday millionaire. I wouldn't doubt that there's probably some people here listening that are everyday millionaires as far as like their net worth. And to me, that's more admirable than all these people who are flashing their Bentleys and their mega yachts and all that nonsense. It's just like, you know what, just live within your means. Don't spend more than you make. Stay away from debt. Don't put your money in a bunch of nonsense. Let me see. Daydreamer says you living in, what did he say? An Española, a serpent.
In north of Espanola, between Tres Piedras and Taos.
Nice,
On the
nice,
state.
nice.
But my father told me one time, I don't know how young he was. It was definitely, he was a bachelor, that I think he bought like a little single wide mobile home on like a half-acre lot for, he said $2,000, and lived there for like a year and a half, and then sold it for the same price he bought it for. And that was,
Nice.
it clicked in his head. He's like, outside of my utilities, I lived there for free for like 2 years. And that was when he realized a little bit of the advantage of owning real estate. And so
Yeah.
whenever he was working for Phelps Dodge, he was putting in, a lot of extra work hours. And so we were probably might have been like upper middle class or middle class when we were growing up, but we didn't, we were taken care of, but my father was also buying properties from some of the neighbors, like whenever, because the work at Ruska, as the price of copper went up, the mine would be hiring, and there was unlimited overtime, and you could work as many hours as you wanted, essentially. And then when the price of copper would really drop, the mine would start to cut back on overtime first, and then they would start to lay people off, and eventually kind of reduce to a skeleton crew. And so my dad had seen people buying Harleys and secondary cars and and four-wheelers and stuff when the money was good, and then when things would get a little bit tighter, they would be selling off their things. And as sometimes people would even sell their homes and move out of town, and so my father would then buy their land there at a relative discount, kind of. So he ended up with a couple of rental properties in the small town of Hurley, which is right where the smelting plant where he worked at is in. But when I was in grade school, he got in a real bad accident, and so he ended up getting his disability and retirement from the mine. He's not physically disabled, although technically legally he's like 80% disabled. He had fell pretty far, broke some vertebrae, got some burns and stuff. It was pretty bad, but he started looking into like Robert Kiyosaki, and
Yeah.
Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I would say at about that time in the early 2000s, when right before the real estate market blew up in 2008, which I didn't really pay much attention to. Um, we're talking about how assets will feed you and liabilities will eat you, and how he was talking about,
Yeah.
that was kind of his form of security. It was like, oh, if we have rental property, if I have 10 rental properties for $650 a month, and that's 6,500, and then you and your brothers each get 10 properties and this and that, in 2 generations time, we will build an empire and our family won't have to work again.
Yeah,
So
man.
we're kind of followed through with that plan, and now we're in our 30s. My dad's just over 70, and I'm kind of at a point where how can we hold on to what he's acquired
Yeah,
when the
that's
time
right.
comes?
Yeah, that's the way to do it, buddy. That's awesome, man. I love to hear stuff like that. To me, that's high IQ thinking. You know what I mean? Trying to
Mhm.
create generational wealth.
Yeah,
And I think, what did they say, that wealth that lasts into the third generation is real wealth,
yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
But the point I remember now I was trying to make was he was talking about the difference between his rich dad and his poor dad, and his rich dad would be saying, "I'm making more money." I mean, his poor dad, but it would say that, and his rich dad would say, "I'm keeping more money." And
Yeah.
it's not how much you take in, but it's also how much you retain as far as building
Yeah.
wealth.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
those people posing with those high expensive Bentleys and the Mercedes and the mansions and the on the private jets, and it's like, yeah, they have a lot of money coming in, but there's equally as much going right out as well, and they're not holding on to that wealth.
Yeah, exactly. And again, to each their own. I'm not judging. Like, if you can live a kind of lifestyle that affords you to be able to have a a Bentley, a yacht, go good for you. I mean, live your best life. That's awesome. Let's see. Go back to daydreaming. He said, my buddy's dad bought 3 houses and rents out 2 of them, and they also have land elsewhere. Heck yeah, man. That's what's up. That's how you do it, in my opinion. It's just like, set yourself up to live like no one else. You know what I mean? Just and this is why, taking it back to precious metals, right? Protect yourself this way. This is staying power. The gold and silver ratio will go up and down. There's, what was it? The fiat currencies have like an average life cycle of, like, what is it, like 80 or 60 to 80 or something like that. I forget I'm sure I'm going to butcher the statistic, but they have a end life cycle, because governments can't help themselves but to print and manipulate, and every fiat currency at some point goes to what it's really worth, and it goes to complete absolute zero. And it's like, but silver and gold, right? Silver and gold retains its value, and I'm a firm believer that this is God's money. Yes, I am a Christian, and I do believe in God, and I think that, for me, gold and silver is God's money. It's real money. There's a reason why when you hold it in your hand, there's just like no feeling like it. Um, uh, what about you, Serpents? Have you ever, just when you were first getting started, where you're like, this is just, whatever, it's just a piece of metal, or you're like, man, this is just something about it when you feel it in your hands? Oh, you're muted, buddy.
Sorry about that. I had to deal with the barking dogs there for a
Oh,
second.
you're good. You're good.
To answer your question, I've always kind of had an appeal for silver, being here raised in the Southwest. I'm somewhat Native American and Catholic, but
Nice,
the,
nice,
the
nice.
the big influence of Hispanic culture and my heritage, I've had a love for like silver and turquoise jewelry, but I never had
Nice.
any. And like I remember my brother, I think he might have had a silver eagle or two whenever we were growing up, but I yeah, I would say once you feel it, it's definitely different. It was definitely, um, I'd say the bait on the hook, and then my very second silver, because these buffaloes were the first 3 I ever bought, and then my second silver purchase was a 2 ounce Year of the Snake. And this one definitely set via hook, but I got a little avalanche here. It just it just, I don't know how to describe it. It was just something intrinsic about it that I just was like, um I just kind of knew, that, the more I learned and the more I realized how much we've moved away from silver and gold as our money and currency. Having seen inflation and all the massive printing during the pandemic, and some of it I benefited from short term, but then I kept trying to tell people and even remind myself there's a big long term cost to this with the inflation that we're not going to see for a while. That's really going to hurt more than any benefit we'll get out of a temporary stimulus from Uncle Sam.
The STEMIs. Daydreamer said Ray Dalio's video, The Changing World Order, says it all. I recommend that on YouTube. Yeah, as you can tell, this is the kind of stuff that I read, man. Like I said, I like to stay learned. I like to continue to educate and feed my own mind and not listen to what people tell me I have to listen to. And so, yeah, this is one of my favorite books. I would love to meet Ray Dalio one day and have him sign this book for me. In this book, he talks about the cycles also in this book, which is really why I really like, his whole concept about principles. He talks about his family. He's like talks about how, he made his wealth with Bridgewater, and he talks a lot about China. That's really interesting. Because, as you know, with what's going on with silver and China and Shanghai and all of that, let's see. So going to, what was it? Here's what Daydreamer was probably talking about, the hero's journey. Let's see. It says here, if y'all can see that, it says the call to adventure, crossing the threshold, the road of trials, the abyss, metamorphosis, the ultimate boon, and returning the boon. The adventure. This is Joseph Campbell's hero journey scheme from the Hero with 1,000 Faces New World Library. Yeah, there's just a lot of good information. So you all can see, like when I make my videos, I try to throw in some facts, books, philosophy, just, again, getting people thinking for themselves, using their own mind. But I really, really enjoy Ray Dalio for sure.
I'm gonna have to
hold on one
get
second.
a list of books to a list of literature from you sometime in email. So I have a hard time remembering all of these titles. But I want to say, I guess, a big moment of awakening for myself, irrelevant silver and gold, that also kind of ties in. But when I first turned 21, I didn't care much about drink as much as I cared about my 2A rights. And so when I got my first pew, I realized I was very ignorant of the laws. And so I started to research, transportation, carry, loaded, unloaded, locked away, concealed carry, and all of that. And the more I realized, the more I learned about the laws, the more I realized the government, it really is not responsible, nor do they care about our safety. And that kind of spilled over into precious metals. As the more I'm learning about silver and gold, geopolitics and monetary policy, it's not about preserving the spending power of the people as much as it is maintaining the illusion of value in their system.
Mm-hmm.
And although we do need a system for exchange of value between producers and consumers, as far as the purchase and sale of goods and services, that has been so corrupted and manipulated with the paper money supply, not backed by anything that it's just really eye-opening. And I guess I'm diving into that rabbit hole like I did the 2A rabbit hole with silver and gold and monetary policy.
Mm-hmm. Nice, my man. We got Avocado Stacker. What up, buddy? Good to see you. And Daydreamer says, I think Serpent has his round, but on it says, listen to all, follow none. To me, that message says it. Yep, exactly. Hey, Silver
Oh
Serpent,
yes, I
T-Bird.
do actually, and I was looking at that one earlier. It is right. Let me try to fix my lighting.
Oh, here,
All
let's
right,
put you. Let's,
I've got like a little light stick here, so yeah, this is the trivium round from Golden Statement, and it says listen to all, follow none. And the concept behind this round is have Lady Grammar using literature to take in information. Lady Rhetoric, who uses logic to decide her own path, and then I forget the last one, which pretty much the trumpet of truth and sounding your own path. And although she does become more nude as the images progress, it also symbolizes more freedom and liberty as far as the consumption of knowledge, thinking for yourself, and then announcing your own path and way forward. And this is from the Silver Shield by Golden
love
State.
that. My man. Very cool. I really like this. Understand that people are wired very differently. That's when I talk about the smooth brained, the smooth brain NPCs. Again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to people out there. I get it. Everybody's a different life journey and different mindsets and capacities. One of my favorite authors and preachers is Bishop T.D. Jakes. And I'm not going to get preachy, y'all. I'm just saying, Bishop T.D. Jakes, he talks about surrounding yourself with other like-minded people or eagles. You can't get around these chickens, right? Because you get people that they want to be eagles, but they're just clearly chickens, and it almost seems like they have a job to bring you down. And so, myself, a really, really long time ago, I decided I would only surround myself with like-minded people. And unfortunately, as it relates to stacking, you can't really talk about this in like the real world, and so it becomes kind of quite lonely. You know what I mean? And so that's why I enjoy this whole stacking community, the streaming community, just because you get to be around other high IQ, like-minded people. I got to meet one of my favorite streamers, Thousandaire, Dub C, and I think, this is, again, I've said it again, and I'm really not just trying to pander to the chat. I'm being 1000% honest. This is one of the best communities I think that I believe exists out there, because it's just good people, rooting each other on to try to just succeed in life, protect ourselves. And there's a lot that we can learn from each other, as it relates to even, again, the pew pews, literature, or, prepping, just so many different things that we all have to offer. Let's see. We have T-Bird says, make sure to smash the like button. Yes, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. Rural says, I smashed it 3 hours ago. Yeah, we got 3 hours and counting. Let's see. And my wife just gave me the signal that it's time to eat. And I'm actually going to say I'm hungry. Let's see. T-Bird says, got your mail going to do a video on it. I'll get you a poker chip and some T-Bird swag soon, bro. That's what's up, man. Very cool, brother. Very, very cool. Rural says, glad you got it first. But yeah, I'm really, really happy each of you are here with us today. If you haven't, please subscribe to Silver Serpents. Subscribe to me if you haven't. I'd appreciate it. Please smash the like button. Silver Serpents, how are you feeling about wrapping up?
I'm feeling all right about that. Yeah, I'm kind of getting looks too. I said an hour and a half, maybe two, and they come down already and tell me it's been 3 hours. I'm like,
Yeah, Daydreamer, you got it, buddy. He says, better eat while it's still hot. Exactly. People thinking outside the box. Thanks, Tony. That's what's up, man. But yeah, this has been awesome. These 3 hours have gone by so fast. I mean, every time I do a stream, they just go by so fast. It's just a great time. Great time. Silver Serpents. Thanks for being here, buddy. Who do we have? Rudy Velo. Have a great weekend. Yeah, everybody, again, just I appreciate you all. Let me just plug this one last time. At 500 subscribers, I'm going to be giving this away. I'm going to probably be giving away some gold backs as well. Hopefully I have my poker chips by then, and then some other personal things that I'm going to be doing to reward the community for just being awesome. And like I said, I'm really not in have zero intention to get monetized. I have zero intention to get any kind of sponsors like Dub Seed, my buddy Thousand there. I just do this because I like it. I have a really good job and I love what I do for a living. So again, this is all just for fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting new people, learning from each other. I'm a lifelong student. I love to grow and learn and continue to expand my wisdom and knowledge. And so, yeah, Silver Serpents, any last words, buddy?
Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Kalilo, so much for having me. It's been a pleasure hanging out and talking with you. And thank you all. It's been a pleasure. I really enjoy this community. I was just, kind of repeating everything that you said. You took the words out of my mouth. Like I've got nothing else that could top that better than what you said. I really
appreciate that.
being part of this community. I kind of a shameless self plug. I'm requesting poker chips from the community. I've got mine kind of buried behind these Libertads. If you sent me a poker chip already, send me an email and I'll get you one out. I'm going to be ordering mine soon. And if you have a poker chip and want to swap, get in contact with me and I'll be looking forward to trade.
Yeah, same here. Thanks, everybody. I don't quite have a P.O. box yet. I'm going to work on it at some point. Not quite there yet. But yeah, I would love to continue to exchange swag, poker chips, stickers, all of it, man, just to keep having fun, hanging out. And again, everybody who joined in, Tony Begg, T-Bird, Daydreamer, Sublime Mad Dog. We saw, what is it, Silver Dragoon, Thousandaire, Dub C. Anybody that I missed, Sean Leslie, all you all for joining in, those who were on time, those who weren't, Rural Stacker. Let's see who else we got.
Keyboard stacking, avocado stacker.
Yeah, Kofund Taker, Kofund Cater. My bad, sorry, buddy. Let's see. I'm gonna just call you Kaf. Kaf. Anybody else? If I go ahead.
I think Tony Begg as well. I think he said he's in Santa Fe actually, so he's pretty he's closer to me than I am to Albuquerque.
Nice. Oh, Boom Hour 123. Yeah, so if I miss you, sorry y'all, but I appreciate it again. Thanks everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great weekend. Happy MLK on Monday. Hope you enjoy with your loved ones and family. Remember, protect your wealth, protect your peace. Nos vemos. Kalilo out.